Yo, shout out to everybody.
But yeah, no, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for contributing to the chat. And thanks to John Riggs once again for being a gracious host or guest.
It's definitely not a host.
Oh,
We're the hosts.
Is that drink? Is that drink?
Guest.
It's that delirium.
Is that delirium again?
Yeah, it's delirium, man.
All right. I can do this.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
What's going on, everyone? Whether it's a beer, a shot, or even a glass of wine, grab your favorite beverage and welcome to the Level 857 Video Game Podcast. We are your host today, Alg857.
The 23rd Stallion.
Sticks.
And your boy Big Chop, what up?
And then we also have our special guest for the day, John Riggs.
John Riggs. How are you feeling? I don't have a cool catchphrase like you guys do. I didn't. You're gonna surprise that one on me right at the beginning. We'll make it work. I don't have a cool nickname.
Well.
Why can't I be Big Chop?
There you go.
Oh, never mind. Don't answer.
Well, that name is very near and dear to me.
You can have it. That's all right.
Well, John Riggs is a pretty cool name.
Yeah.
That's like an action hero name.
It sounds like an 80s action hero.
It literally is an action hero name. Martin Riggs.
Yeah, Martin
See, I
Riggs.
knew it.
That's
I
right.
knew it was some sort
Any
of...
relation? No.
You know, there should have been. And it's funny. I never watched. Growing up in the '80s, man, I had like people across the park, across the parking lot, across the playground. They're like Riggs, and I didn't get the reference until I watched Lethal Weapon 3. Like, that's why. Okay.
That's hilarious.
That's awesome.
You want to hear a very funny side fact?
What's that?
What's that?
Riggs,
Oh, yeah.
Riggs is the name of one of my comic book characters.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Did you get it from him?
Look at that.
I actually got it from a character from, I think, Soikoden 1 or 2. There was someone named Riggs, and I stole it from that and used it for a character.
Oh.
Little fun fact for you.
Even
Or you
better.
were inspired by it. That's
Yes,
fine.
I was.
I'll
And
take it.
then I saw John Riggs' channel. I said, there we go. That's going to be the main character. From
There it is.
Perfect.
I'll take it.
Well, just like every podcast, we always talk about the games we've been playing for the week. Who would like to start?
Me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm always playing whatever is randomly in like the Switch eShop. I love checking out those indie titles. I love checking out these games that no one else is talking about. So recently, I've been kind of playing that new Hatsune Miku game from Sega. That's like it's like a rhythm game, but you have to like hit the buttons in sequence. Not like Dance Dance Revolution, but kind of like that, where you have to like hit the button at the right timing during their songs. I'm familiar with Hatsune Miku, the Vocaloid character that's all like computer generated, all the songs
Blue
computer
hair,
generated.
pigtails.
But I don't know the songs very well. Yeah. So
Okay.
so been playing that, and then there's a new game that just came out for the Switch called Pong Quest. Gamer, so I grew up with Pong. Pong was the first console I had at my house, and they made kind of like an RPG based on Pong, if you want to believe that. So it's
Wow.
it's a dungeon crawler where you go around, you pick up your items, but then all of the battles, you fight someone and you can dress up your character and you still look like that stick from Pong.
What?
Wow.
But you fight someone, and you get all mad about it, and then it goes into the fight scene, and the fight scene is just Pong, where you just have to like hit the ball back and forth, but with your upgrades, you can turn the ball into like a steel ball that will cause more damage on them and stuff like that.
That sounds familiar.
It's pretty cool so far.
Sounds
So
familiar. I think I've seen that in the eShop.
We saw it on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must have.
That's
I was
awesome.
like,
Definitely
Conquest. I was
seen
like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like Conquest, but Conquest.
We
I
have
get to play
a,
on the words.
yeah.
we actually have a reaction show that we do every month on the eShop indie titles that are on there, and we watch the trailers.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Actually, it sounds a lot like there's another title that I have it in my wish list. I think it's called Creature in the Well. It's
The
almost
pinball
like
one?
it's like it's like
that
pinball
one. I know that
or-
one.
It's like a pinball / like Arkanoid kind of, but it's like an adventure game, like mixed two genres. It's weird.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
But
like
it looks-
it's like Zelda mechanics mixed with like pinball.
Yeah.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
would have thought?
Yeah, very weird.
Interesting, but it actually reviewed well too. So
Yeah.
And you never know from that title.
yeah. Even if you watch the trailer, too, you're like, wow, this is interesting. Well,
Playing anything else, John?
Yeah, I mean, what else is out there? I recently did a 64 video, so I was like, oh, I remember all these old Nintendo 64 games. So, I mean, nothing that I'm really like sitting down and playing all the way through. I'm kind of taking a hiatus from Animal Crossing. I've done everything I want to do in that one for now. Went through Final Fantasy VII.
Nice.
It's nothing more I can do with that really. So right now I'm just kind of waiting to wait. I was waiting for something else to come out and waiting for something else to blow me away. But in the meantime, just whatever else is out there. And I'm a huge VR gamer too, and that walked out for the PlayStation VR. So I have it, but I haven't played it yet because that's especially having 3 children play is a lot harder because I can't see VR. Walk right in front of me to grab the remote, and I don't want to just give them a right hook or something like that. So,
We're like, Daddy, what?
Oh, my bad.
Like it's a zombie.
I thought I was being attacked.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
it feels like that sometimes. You're trying to do something, and all of a sudden, especially when you get tapped on your shoulder, you're like, my wife wants something. She taps me on the shoulder in this VR game. It happened with Resident Evil 7. I played through Resident Evil 7 in VR, and trying to do something like that, you lose track of time. We all do. It's 3:00 in the morning, and it gets a little not like a really like a hard touch or anything. It's just kind of like a soft brush. It's like, ugh, and then when you're in the and you're like, nope.
Yeah,
I
that
couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Turbo.
Looking forward to playing Walking Dead. Already got it.
Yeah, Turbo 857, part of our crew. He did Resident Evil 7 in VR, and watching him play that was an experience because you just see him jumping everywhere. I was like he was terrified.
Yeah, I don't scare easily, but there's been a couple of times where you do kind of get desensitized to it. Like after a while, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I've played this game enough. I know there's going to be something on the other side of the door. And if there's not, great. But if there is, you're like, okay, you already prepare yourself for it. But at first, it's not that way at all. So it's
So like a first run through.
but I'm hearing that this Walking Dead game for the VR is like that. It's the next coolest thing for the VR. So I'll check it out when I can.
Yeah,
It was a stealth launch. I mean, it just here's the announcement, and those are always the best in their direct. But it's always the best part about direct when it's like, here's the coolest thing in the world, and it's due. You can play it right now. And it was one of those things. It's like they made the announcement, and it's available right now.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Are you a Walking Dead fan?
I'm not a fanatic. I like it, but I wasn't the one who would just wait every week and watch all the podcasts and hear all the fan theories and all that. I'd watch it when I watch it, and when I didn't watch it, I'd come back to it a few weeks later, and there'd be new characters, and I like it. I appreciate it. I'm not a super fanatic though. I don't wear the T-shirt or anything.
I don't have a T-shirt. I should have one.
You would think I would have one by
Exactly.
now. Yeah, 'cause I'm a big Walking Dead fan.
And Carl, back to where we were talking about in the beginning of the episode, Carl in Walking Dead, his real last name is Riggs.
Yes, Chandler
Oh,
Riggs.
yeah.
Chandler Riggs. That's right.
Full circle.
Chandler Riggs.
That's your son.
Nothing here. No, we're good.
You see him in the background. Yo, if he was in the background, I'd be like, it comes full circle.
Wait a minute, it's full circle.
Like, this is
It all
amazing.
makes sense now. That's awesome.
That's right.
Ah,
Always playing a little bit here and there, but I mean, yeah, not much beyond that right this very second anyway.
All right.
We're big on the VR. I mean,
Yeah.
I had
love
the
it.
VR with, PS4, but I'm lazy and haven't hooked it up in a very long time. So I have games still in the wrapper for like
That's all right.
5 months. I want to play Astro. I want to play Astro Boy. I haven't even touched it, and I was like, "This is supposed to be
Oh,
great."
that's one of the best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a couple. I got Gran Turismo.
Like that Mario Sunshine feel.
I just haven't done it.
He said 5 months.
Yeah, because I mean, when you're streaming and stuff, you can't hook up. It's weird to hook up the VR with it. So
It's annoying to hook
Yeah,
it
so
up.
I just don't do it.
You'll have to take a month off and just stream everything VR and
Right.
then be done with it.
I'm gonna buy another PlayStation 4 just
all
to hook up the,
once.
the VR.
Just to have
to
hook
it.
up already.
I kind of want to wait for the next VR so I can just play the games on there. Hopefully, because you can do it. But I want a
streaming.
wireless one. I want a wireless one. That's all. But I mean, from what I played with it, it's great. But I'm not playing no Resident Evil with that now.
Oh, hell no.
No, thank you.
I got up to the front door
so
and
much,
that, and I was like, oh, nah, I'm not opening that door.
Nope.
I'm not going in that house.
No.
It was too
No,
much.
sir.
No.
How about you, Chalk? What are you playing, man?
Playing lots of Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course,
that's
of
good.
course.
Awesome.
Playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance with you wonderful people.
Yes,
yeah.
that's right. That's right.
That's right.
Did I play Dragon Ball this week? I did.
Of course you
I did. I played a little bit of Dragon Ball.
Okay.
And I played Gears 5, and I finally finished all the free stuff I could gain out of this season.
Okay.
I can put that down for a little bit.
Nice.
A week.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a week until next week.
No, I mean, yeah. It depends on who's playing. Like
Right.
if someone wants to get a 5-player horde mode, guys.
Oh, we're working on.
Then I'm-
Actually, me and Al were talking about how we're gonna actually execute it. the other day. So,
It's in the works,
yeah.
man. It's in the works.
Cool.
It's gonna take multiple cameras, but
It's a setup nightmare.
It's a quarantine. It's a quarantine nightmare.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
We'll get it done. We'll get it
I mean, it's a nightmare regardless because you can't have. I don't think you can have more than 3 players on one console anyway.
Yeah, well,
So-
I'm just trying to figure out the logistics of how to set something that up like that that's entertaining to watch. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
here it is, and
I think what we'll
Yeah.
have to do is have individual cameras on the different locations so we can see
Right.
everybody's reactions at the same time. But we'll have to do this the one footage, like one TV.
Right.
We'll have to just show all the gameplay, and then we'll see everybody's reactions and stuff like that. I mean, that's the only way that.
Yeah.
that I'm
or
thinking of
everybody
it.
can independently from their TV record the footage and
then chop it up.
could be edited.
John, how would you do that type of setup?
Like, yeah, you guys
right.
can stream it to the level
What
857
happened?
Switch. All right.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
can talk about that later. But yeah, that's all I've been playing.
I guess I'll go real quick. I'm only playing 3 games. Tetris 99. Yeah. This week
Yeah,
only
right?
3
For
games.
once.
man.
For once.
I've been really busy behind
That's
the
all.
scenes with the channel. So Tetris 99. Played actually I had maybe an hour to play. The other game is a game I pre-ordered that I saw in the eShop trailer, an indie title called Hunt Down.
Yeah.
And me and 23 Stallion, we did a co-op playthrough, which is really fun. That game was
Yeah, one of the bosses
What's it play
imitated Macho Man, Randy
Yes.
Savage. That
Yes.
shit was crazy.
oh my god, it was
Nice.
Yo,
it is-
we fought him
Oh, I
like in
gotta
a
play it
cage. He's
now.
like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you." Yeah. I'm like, "Yo, he's Macho Man. This is crazy."
the game is it's a perfect game, like a co-op game.
So 80s. I love
it's
it.
it's inspired by 80s action movies, and it's 16-bit. Like I can see it on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
I
you
can
can
see
do
them
something
easily
like that.
ported to the Super.
Absolutely.
Voice acting is amazing.
It's fucking
The
good.
music is awesome. The
Side
gameplay
scroller,
is awesome.
multiplayer.
The side-scrolling shooter.
If you haven't seen that
Yeah,
trailer,
so it's
if
kinda
you haven't
like,
seen the trailer,
kinda like
Yeah,
Contra?
Contra-like.
It's like Contra. You
Contra-like.
can't shoot up though.
Yeah, we
It's
can't
only-
shoot up.
It's
Just
only
straight,
left and right.
straight and ducking and shooting.
Right.
Yeah.
one of the best trailers we've seen in
okay.
a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome trailer.
Yes. And if you get a chance out there, YouTube, the Hunt Down trailer, awesome.
Oh, it's hysterical.
Awesome. It'll make you laugh. It's a funny trailer. What else? Oh, and also I've been playing co-op with Turbo 857, Wargroove. We actually streamed it on Sunday, this past Sunday.
A successful stream finally.
A successful stream, yeah.
And is that almost done? How long is that
Yeah.
game?
Well, we just did the introduction battle, so we still
They got like 8 more streams.
yeah. That's,
Jeez.
those tougher battles, those longer battles. The longest battle we had was 4 hours.
Yeah, I was sitting down. I was like, y'all have been chilling for 4 hours playing that one battle. Like,
Longer than Resident Evil 3?
It's
That's it.
There's nothing wrong with that, though. Nothing wrong with that.
hey man,
Ain't nothing wrong with a quick game.
It's a quick
Nah.
game, but that's pretty much all I've been playing.
Speaking of quick games, I ain't played nothing.
What?
what?
No, all the games I played,
Nothing.
Play Marvel Alliance.
I played the games with you guys.
Marvel Alliance.
Yeah, the games that we streamed.
Yeah.
So Marvel
there you
Alliance and what else? I played something else with you guys. I forget what it was though. But yeah, it was. I mean,
Moving out maybe.
oh, yes,
Oh,
moving
yeah,
out.
Yeah, moving out.
Moving
Yeah,
out.
to
yeah,
mention
moving
that,
out,
too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there. Yeah, that's
I
a fun
forgot
one.
to mention that. Yes,
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. That
Yeah,
game.
that's
A lot of fun. That game.
So besides those two, nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Shoot.
You slacking, dude.
Yeah, man. What's
Man,
going
I'm
on?
trying to get my DJ stuff ready.
Nah, ain't no
Oh.
DJ, ain't no gigs coming up, man. What's going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, right?
You ain't no
Listen,
gigs.
I don't see the phone. I don't see the
Are
phone
you
ringing
seeing any
off the hook
bars
right
calling you right now? DJ stuff.
I said setting it up. It's a hard thing to do.
For who?
now. for
The
to stream.
equipment to use.
Oh.
You don't spend all that money not to use it.
Do it later, man. When the bar is open.
Yeah, DJs are hurting right now, man.
There we go.
Whatever.
Everybody's hurting right now.
Yeah, whatever.
Listen, I'm waiting for my Mister stuff. It's coming tomorrow.
I thought you said you're waiting for your mister.
The
It's
Mr.
an
stuff.
emulate. It's like
The emulator.
Oh,
Sorry, the delirium is hitting, man. I'm
Not
sorry.
that there's anything wrong with it.
no.
Listen, I need a case for it.
I've heard
I'm
good
gonna
things
set
about
it
that, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. I don't
It's
have
like-
one yet, but I've heard good things.
it's hardware emulation, so it's not really like a it plays the games like it's supposed to, like if you played it in the system, not like playing an emulator and having lag and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
So that's my main gripe. with something
emulators
like-
are software
Yeah.
based. This is
I mean, gripe with something like a Retro Pie or something is that when you're playing it, you feel like you can't
Yeah,
play
it's
it.
like next level retro.
Yeah, because it feels like you're not playing it right. It's like I it's not on. I
Timing's
hit the
off.
button. Yeah, I hit
Yeah,
the button
timing's
and it
off.
didn't
lag
do
is
it.
a little off.
Yep.
So playing it on the Mister is dead on. Plus, I got the blister, which makes it so that there's no lag, and I got the real controllers for the NES or NES, I should say.
The
NES,
the NES, the NES.
I don't know. You say it the wrong way, you get blasted. On
Oh yeah, we got blasted one time.
It's the NES.
So
Yeah, you
I
can't
got the real controllers for that too. As uncomfortable as they are, I want to have the authentic feel. So yeah, I'm gonna try it out tomorrow.
Gotta play it right. Is that all?
Not bad. Well, what about you?
I've been playing too much, man. Like I keep breaking my rule of playing. Like I want to play one game at a time. It's just not happening.
So it's the opposite. So this actually went the opposite way.
Yeah.
Usually it's me that's
It's
playing
you.
like 50 games, and then you're like, I only play one game.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're on your high horse. Like, I only play one game. And
But y'all ruined it for me. Well, you ruined it.
You gotta have at least 2 games going at any time though.
It's tough, man. I don't know if it was the last podcast where I said I beat God of War. I forgot if it
Yeah, you
was.
did.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
I
did.
did. Okay,
You
so
did.
we don't have to talk about that.
Yes.
What did I start after that? I recently played Katana Zero before this podcast. I played
Awesome
an hour
game.
and 40 minutes. That's a dope game. Really,
Such a good
Yeah, yeah.
game. Oh yeah, I love
a lot
it.
of fun. A lot of fun. Soundtrack's dope. The little story they got going on. Big. Oh, awesome. Hunt Down. Actually, been playing with you.
Yeah, that game is
Hunt
awesome.
Down's awesome. Marvel Alliance 3. We did the online thing for the DLC. Was it Shadow of Doom? I think it's called Shadow of Doom.
Yes, sir.
Moving Out.
3002.
Playing that also. Shadow Blade.
Oh, shoot.
Still playing that. That is a lot of fun, man. That's one of those games that's in the eShop that you look at and you're like, I don't know, because it was like $10, and you look at the trailer and like, hey, it looks good, but you're kind of still on the fence, and then they drop it to $3. It's like, yeah, I got $3. Yeah, I could. What's the worst that can happen if I
Right.
spend $3? And it's really dope. It's really dope. They incorporate like the comic book art. Like in between stages, so it's like a comic book that tells
It's pretty
the story.
similar to Katana Zero too, right? A little bit.
In the way it plays, the similarities in the way it plays, but
Oh, yeah?
the pacing, not really.
Ah.
But it's a good game. I don't regret it at all. There's like 7. I thought it was a quick game because like the first stage had like 7 little stages, and I'm like, oh, that's it.
Right.
And then there's like 7 worlds, and I'm like, oh shit, this is
Wow.
a long game. All right.
Uh-huh.
But it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. Trying to think if I think there's another game I'm playing.
Got you $3 worth.
3002.
3000th Duel. That's right. I finally beat 3000th Duel. That's a dope game, man. If you're a Metroidvania fan, you'll definitely enjoy that game. From the soundtrack, the visuals, the boss fights. It's like one of those games that like they give you techniques as you're playing, and the bosses will force you to use those techniques. If you get yourself a air dodge, you better use that fucking air dodge.
Yeah.
Or the next boss is gonna kill you.
you can't-
Or you
You can't spam like
you
the
can't
same
spam
moves
nothing. No, not at all. But
That's good.
the last boss, it got me. It was getting me close to that old school level of anger. That like them old. You know what I'm talking about, John? Right? It's like only them old school games can get you to that level of anger where you want to throw the remote, and it's like, wait. I had to actually stop for a second. I'm like, he's not as hard as it seems. He's not this bad. I'm making him tougher than it actually is. And then I decided,
Right.
and then and
Yeah.
then when I beat him, I'm like, he barely touched me in that round. I'm like, see, it started getting me to that place.
Yeah, once you got the pattern.
Yeah, it's a pattern boss.
We
so.
had moments like that in Hunt Down.
Oh yeah, there
With
was
the bosses.
Yeah.
They were like, you have to learn their pattern.
As long as you can figure it out, you're good.
Yeah. I mean, we have to talk. I mean,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
playing Hunt Down like,
Yes.
let's just run through these bosses. Then after dying 5 times in a row, you're like,
Yeah.
all right, let's talk.
Yeah.
All right, let me do this.
Let's figure this out.
I'll
guys.
throw the grenade, and then
Right,
then
right.
we have to do a strategy. But it was getting me close to that level of anger. But it was a dope game. I highly recommend 3000 Duel. It's a dope game. But I think that's all I'm playing. I stopped playing Smash Brothers for the week. But I think I'm going to start it either tonight or tomorrow again. I'm going to do some versus episodes against people online and whoop their ass and make myself feel better. And
There you go.
We beat Shadow Warriors too, right? Or what was it?
Shadow Warriors.
The new one.
Ninja Warriors.
Ninja Warriors.
Ninja Saviors.
Ninja Saviors. There you
Oh,
go.
that was like a while ago.
Yeah, I forgot.
We
never
never mentioned it, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You
Yeah,
guys
never mentioned it. It's dope. Ninja Saviors is dope.
That's right.
And that had a level of anger at the end too. that was that last boss. I'm like, there's no reason for this. There's no reason for this level of anger.
That's up on the channel, right?
Yeah, it's up there.
okay.
Yeah, I think it was just
it's
like
up there.
2 days ago.
So yeah, I played a little too much. I gotta beat some of these games so I can calm my shit down. I gotta start Astral Chain soon, so I gotta beat some of these games.
That's another game you definitely got to play.
But yeah, that's it.
Intrigue Gaming is in the chat.
Intrigue Gaming?
Intrigue
What up,
Gaming.
Intrigue
What's
Gaming?
going on?
What's good, brother?
What's up?
I saw
it
him
is?
playing some Sega Master System. I saw him playing some Alf.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
He was not a fan of that Alf game, man.
Why would you play Alf?
Alf is a terrible game.
Wouldn't you want to rather play E.T. for Atari?
Dude, Alf might be the worst game for the Master System.
It's
the worst.
really and Turbo
up
beat
there.
that game. He beat that game.
I can't believe he beat that
Oh
game.
man.
I'm gonna talk about it with him next week when we have him on. I gotta ask him about Alf, how bad that game is.
Or played it that long.
Did you play that, John? You played Alf?
Of course he has.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, if by like looking at it for a second, yeah, and I played it for a little bit, but I didn't play it long enough to actually beat it or anything like that.
He played it long enough to say,
But
"Get this out of here."
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's pretty much it. But I did play. I mean, I'm from the age. I'm from way back in the day where I remember when my dad, in 1982, that Christmas of that led to the recession of video gaming, and I liked it. I mean, once I learned.
Wow.
You liked ET?
I say it is not a game once you learn how to play it. I did, and I mean at the time, and I'll still play it today. I mean, just because that's because I can. Yeah,
Nostalgia.
People always give ET a bad rep, but it's like it's not as bad as other games that are out there. I mean, I'd put ET over Alf for the
Alf is just a terrible game.
Yeah.
It's
You're
just-
the only guy who knows how to
Yeah.
play E ET.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone.
Well, I
Intrigue
think the
Gaming
first time I played E.T., I
agrees
was
you like
5
Alf
or
is the
6.
Yeah.
And I thought there was something wrong
It's not
with
that hard. You just have to collect the phone, collect the pieces of the phone, and then look at the little map screen, and then wherever arrow it tells you to go, you just go there until you find the little alien symbol, and you have to wait there until the time runs out, and that's when your alien spaceship will come down, pick you up, and then
Right.
bring you back.
I think if you made a tutorial video on that, you'd be like
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
a
real.
legend. You would be a legend.
You'd be a god,
You
man.
would help so many people out.
Yes.
There's so many
Yeah,
people.
maybe. I don't know.
Before the age of instruction booklets.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, my dad. I
Yeah,
remember
man,
my dad got an Atari 2600
it's rough,
in a flea market for like I think it was like $20, and it came with like a bunch of games or whatever that somebody was just getting rid of.
Mhm.
And I remember bringing it home. It was me and my older brother, my dad, and we like connected it to the TV. And I just remember the first game we played was E.T. And this is no instruction booklet, nothing. We were just like,
Good luck.
Yeah, you know what to do.
you fall in the hole,
Keep
you
on
stick your
falling
head
in the
out the
hole
hole,
and everything.
yeah, no,
And
it was you fall into a ditch.
then the guy comes to get you. That's it. That's it.
Well,
And then they dug a ditch and then dumped all the games in. It's like, this is what we do.
That's true. Yeah. Very true.
foreshadowing. Anyway, anything else?
That's
We
all
move
planned.
on to the news if you like.
Let's go to the news.
All right, let's get into the gaming news, everyone. Just to let everybody know, Big Choco's in the chat, even though he's not on the screen. So if you have any questions,
I'm still here,
Yes,
guys.
he's
I'm
still
still
here.
No,
so-
no, you don't hear him.
Still hear you.
Where'd you go? Where are you?
Any questions, feel free to
I'm here.
answer in the chat. Big Choco will be answering them.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
So, EA confirms more installments for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. All right. I didn't play
I'm with
this
that.
game. I want to.
It's good.
I
have
want to play it.
I have it, and I haven't played it yet.
I've heard great things about it.
Same.
And
It's fun.
yeah, I mean, I've seen the movies.
I know Chalk and Turbo have played it.
Yeah.
I don't think none of us got to it yet. I mean, I dying to play it.
It's
but
on my backlog.
yeah, it's the backlog series.
Yeah.
The backlog series.
I mean, I played like the Force Unleashed and stuff like that. And It seems like
I like that.
the next version of something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a franchise, I would guess because I've only heard good things about it.
Mhm.
And EA being EA, it was a surprise that they brought out something like this game,
With
especially considering they'd have
no
like,
microtransactions,
yeah,
no
loot
nothing.
boxes and everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And this was one of the first successes they had that didn't have any of that in it.
Mhm.
But considering how much of
Funny how that works.
yeah,
Exactly.
They buy the
They
game
chose
once,
the
really?
right IP. They chose the right franchise, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
after
No,
they
that's-
destroyed it,
I don't know that about it.
Battlefront, come on.
after they destroyed that franchise, they tried to fix it. So luckily, it worked out for them.
Right.
But I mean, to see as a franchise and see where Star Wars is now being done with pretty much the Skywalker phase, you know, it's time for them to move on to something new. And it's cool that this game is something that they're going to go into a franchise with. And as soon as I actually get to finish it, part 2 will probably be out. So I'll be ready for it.
I think that's the positive about it being backlogged is by the time you get around to it, they'll have the sequel hyping you up like, oh, cool, I like this one, so the next one's coming out.
Right.
Yeah. You ever mess with any of those games, John, or?
You know, I've played a few. I mean, it's funny. I played Battlefront, but I played Battlefront on the PlayStation 2 back in the day, and I have Battlefront for the PS4 only because there was the VR mission, the Rogue One VR mission. That was free, believe it or not, from EA. And I'm with you guys. I mean, I have Fallen Order. I just haven't played it yet. That's sitting right. You know, it's on my Switch right now.
It came out at a time where, you know,
I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
It's a backlog title. I mean, it came out at the time when there's a ton of things to play.
Yeah. No, it's
too many things.
It gets real, man. It gets real. I mean, it looks. I've seen. I mean, the commercial they had for it ruined some shit for me, and I'm like, how you gonna ruin like some reveal? Like you guys are the worst. Like really bad. And they removed the commercial. The commercial's not there anymore.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. So I just got scared a little bit. I was like, oh shoot, was it ruined for me too?
But
sometimes you just gotta not watch trailers.
No, it's on TV, thrown in my face. Like, dude, I don't expect them to ruin shit, but
Dude, you saw the Final Fantasy VII third trailer, like the last trailer. I'm glad I missed that.
No, they ruined a lot of shit.
They told the whole game in the trailer.
That's not cool. That's not cool, man. Listen, I understand you got to give a little bit of information on how the game plays.
Don't show anything from the ending.
Just show Cloud
right
with a sword hitting something, and people are gonna fucking buy it. That's it. It's not rocket science.
Yeah, I think they go too far. Especially, I mean, I know this part you're talking about in this too. Even though I didn't play it, I saw it.
Oh, you saw it too, right?
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
did too.
On,
and I was like, all right. I guess that's cool, but I mean, if it was supposed to be a surprise, then it wasn't.
It would have been a surprise for me.
It would have been right when you hit start.
Oh boy.
But yeah.
Like if we all, I mean, a few of us haven't played it yet. Like, you know, it sounds like 3 out of the 5 of us have it, but haven't played it, and two of us have played it. So like them releasing more, like how many other people have it but haven't played it, or how many people have it so much that they're looking for more installments? What's going to be the same game, just more of it? I mean, is it smart for them to add on to this game that already exists, or just, okay, like we're done with that, we got to make a Mandalorian game? Because Mandalorian's, I mean, it's died down a little bit since there haven't been any new episodes, but if they made a game and put Baby Yoda right on the front, I promise it would.
Well, that would definitely sell.
Oh yeah, no, he made waves.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that made the internet go completely crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, I don't even know what the DLC is for Fallen Order. But I mean, you know, for people who enjoy the game, if you know they're all about playing it some more and more, missions and stuff like that, extra content, and all right, cool. You know, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm down.
I didn't even know there was DLC.
Yeah.
Didn't the director or whatever say that this is the first of a franchise?
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah.
So that's
exciting.
but it's cool. I mean, I'm glad that this one actually came out because how many Star Wars have been announced and didn't come out?
Right.
Especially a single player.
That's true.
Well,
They didn't want to do single player at one point.
Right.
And they said, yeah, we're not going to come out with this because it's single player.
Right.
I'm like, come on.
What?
Guys. Stop milking the money.
Too many multiplayer games, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to see a Mandalorian. That was a good point, John. Like a Mandalorian spin-off, or they take it into that direction.
Baby Yoda, not Mandalorian. Just Baby Yoda. You don't need the Mandalorian in it at all.
It's just like
if they want to make money, they know how to do this.
Well, I guess, yeah.
If they want to make money, just put Baby Yoda in using mad powers, and that's it.
That's it.
On the cover.
He's 50 years old.
Put him in the cover.
He is not a baby.
Puzzle game where you just... Yeah, a puzzle game where you're sitting at the start, like you're sitting next to him on the ship, and you're just hitting random buttons.
I was thinking the same thing.
that.
Just messing with the ship, hitting buttons,
Like, he
like
hits it back. And
Like-
oh no, stop.
If you can make it like Untitled Goose Game, but you're like Baby Yoda, just causing havoc.
you're on
and-
to something.
annoying
Any
everyone.
developers watching this right now or listening,
You're on to something.
I'm
take
telling
notes.
ya.
Take notes.
That's
That's a good idea.
That'd be hilarious.
I'd play it.
All right.
Yeah,
All right, so moving on.
Moving on to the next news piece.
Let's see.
You notice this time around, I'm checking the spelling on everything.
You always check the
Oh
spelling.
yeah, you do.
I
You failed last time.
did fail last time. I failed miserably last time. Actually, I got everybody to believe that I was right.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
we
that
were
was a
all
mess.
wrong.
It made for entertaining.
Well, let's move on to this news. Capcom plans to start an esports academy to train professionals, teams, and female leagues. So, I don't know how I feel. I mean, it's cool that Capcom is doing this because, training. I mean, I don't know how the training regimen is for esports because I am definitely not a part of the esport community.
Neither are we.
And it's funny because we've been playing games forever, and like I just never saw the appeal of the league and playing online like that. Maybe it's because of the games that I like and the games that they play. I don't connect with them. None of them. Even fighting games. I was huge. Believe me, Street Fighter 2, like, come on. And Mortal Kombat 2, like those games. Yeah. If there was esports then, I would have been a part of that community. Damn right. I spent so much money on those games in the arcade. But now I haven't played. I think I played Street Fighter 5 online maybe one time. Like once.
I only played it once.
I was so mad that it was esports.
Yeah.
Well,
they released the whole title early when it wasn't.
Well,
it
was released for
the esports, the Evo esports.
So that's how I don't feel too great about Capcom pushing so far into the esports because when they have a title that's made for esports, I just am away from it. I don't care much about it, but I just hope that they can release the game as a full game instead of ripping people up and bringing out an esports version of the game, or at least like, how about that be free?
Yeah.
And then give us the real game when you want to play it the right way.
Right.
But
one would hope.
Yeah, it makes me feel like, Street Fighter 6 is not going to be what I want. But, I mean, like I said, I want to see how this works and how they train people. What are these courses? And, I mean, they want to do female leagues. I have noticed in esports they have been, they focused more on female teams and stuff like that. Because, obviously gaming has been dominated by the males forever. So now they're trying to get, they're trying to make way for it to get them in there. So
everybody plays games though.
No, now definitely, definitely now, yeah. But I mean, as far as in general, it's like a 80-20, like it was a huge tipping scale. So now,
and that's born too early, guys.
Yeah,
that's who we knew. It took later on in life, for me to actually build up enough courage to talk to girls that they play video games too all the time, just like we did. Just it wasn't top of mind. It wasn't like their biggest passion. It wasn't their like let out Fire 2 or something like that. They played video games too. They just they weren't open about it.
Right. Oh yeah.
So,
no, I mean while we were growing up,
forefront. Sure.
While we were growing up, you wouldn't meet a girl, and be like, they wouldn't be talking about any games. Are you kidding me? Like you would never see a girl talk about, you played the new Mario or anything, even as big as Mario. Like they wouldn't say anything. Yeah. Nowadays, they'd be like, you see the Pokemon thing, blah, blah, blah. And they'll have a conversation about it completely because they've been the generation after ours, like 90s generation or whatever, they will be more comfortable talking about, that's Sonic the Hedgehog or anything like that. You would never, ever hear a female say anything about any game ever in our generation. And now it's normal.
As far as esports, like fighting games, I'm not really big into the scene. The only thing, and I guess you can consider it esports, the Tetris, classic Tetris championship.
Tetris 99. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I love watching that. I can watch that. I watch reruns of that. I'm so like glued into the whatever match it is.
Well, that wasn't a thing back when we were playing either.
No, it wasn't.
Definitely not.
I used to get mad because we didn't get the Japanese commercials. I was like, how come they get this Dragon Quest commercial and we don't get anything?
Yeah.
We get terrible commercials, except for like Mario Saves the World or something.
Same with the
I used to be so jealous of that.
And the box art too. I used to hate the fact that we would get the worst end of the.
You don't like the phalanx box art?
Our box art is trash.
Trash.
I mean, as someone who really loves fighting games, like, this is something like if I was in my prime gaming years, this is something that I would definitely be interested in. You know what I mean? Right. You know what I mean? Like Marvel versus Capcom, Street Fighter. Like that would have been right up my alley.
The Evo in you.
Like, it just stinks that it came so late. I mean, I could probably try, but I don't have time to train 8 hours a day.
See, that's the other thing. That's the other thing that kind of I'm not like on the fence about stuff like this because like there's a whole life to live. You know, like, do you want me to? I'm not going to sit 8 hours a day and play a game so I could, you know, go in a tournament. You know, like, it's just something about it that just seems off to me because there's just so much. When you make a game, especially a fighting game, like I play Smash Brothers, right? But there's certain people that play the game that work out certain exploits in the game that doesn't take any talent to do, and it kind of ruins it for people that actually know how to play the game. So it's like, it's not like a sport, like a basketball, you know, I got better with my handle, this and that. No, it's like some people work on finding out exploits of the game and, you know, become cheesy in tournaments, you know, and it's like for people that actually learn the moves of characters and stuff like that, it's like, oh, they've been playing this game all their life and they got waxed in like 2 seconds because this guy just figured out this little thing. They count frames and they realize this guy can't dodge after this move. It's like, why do you need to have a school for this shit? Like, it's like I'm on the fence about that.
It's funny because they have coaches too.
Like coaches. I'm sorry, eliminate the coaches. Okay, because what was it? The Video Game Awards. They had Coach of the Year.
Hustle, man? Stop it.
That's gotta stop. Coach of the Year.
I mean, the thing is, the argument is, it's like any other job. Like instead of us going to like a regular 9 to 5 and getting paid for our work,
It's their job.
we would train
8 hours a
9
day.
to 5 Monday through Friday or whatever, and go to a tournament. And if you win, you get paid. It's like it's almost like being in an actual professional league. You know what I mean?
I
You get
understand.
$100,000.
I mean, look at
you
the
get $100,000 for your win.
Yeah.
That's 3 months of work. Like,
Well,
that's killing my year.
Exactly.
That's why I'm on the fence. It's like, because that's like, all right, if you put all that time into it and you get yourself a big old prize, all right, that shit's worth it. But a coach? Come on, man, a coach.
Well, there's going to be a school now.
well,
Yo, if there's a sport, there's got to be a coach.
Man,
for it,
listen.
Come on now.
You want to be the coach? They're going to pay you.
Exactly.
Let me know what the coach gets paid.
The coach is going to get paid regardless.
Let me know what the coach gets paid.
well, listen to
players
this
might
though.
not.
Last year, all right, Fortnite, the champion of Fortnite
Don't even.
was how many millions?
Was it 3 million?
He was 16
like
years old,
3.2 million or something.
3.8 million
There you
or
go.
something like that.
Yeah.
So that's, you know,
Yeah.
But he was in school. Like, if you have time like that,
16-year-old
listen, I put in mad time. I put a lot of time in games when I was little, too.
Well,
But-
that bracket,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
I mean,
you ain't got nothing going on but
got all
school.
the time in the
School
world.
and video games. That's all you need.
homework is done. All right, go back to training. All right.
Exactly. If I could pull 3 million, dude, I have to work.
Man, actually,
Ever.
if I
you
made
go.
$3 million at 16, that would ruin my life. I'd be dead by now. That would ruin my life. I don't want $3 million when I'm that young. Hell no.
That dude probably has no money left. It is gone.
He's passed out, drugged out somewhere in the alley.
Parents took all the money.
Parents got the house, got the cars.
That's too much money to be 16
Oh,
with that,
man.
Come on.
Oh,
Wow.
man. And he still playing Fortnite.
They still playing Fortnite, though.
Parents are like, you better get back.
Season 2. Season 2, man. It's all different. Yo, imagine
Man.
putting in all that time and then they change a tweak and your game is ruined.
yeah.
Listen,
Like doing an update. You're like, my life is over now.
Yeah.
You just changed
this is what a lot of people feel about when they have a new Smash Brothers. Like, people still play Melee because
Yeah.
there's so many exploits and it's
Right.
broken.
Right.
And they love it. They can't do
Right.
that shit in the new ones.
Right.
So it's like, oh, why? It's like, nah, because they got rid of the cheap shit.
Yeah.
You know, but
Listen,
there's
I can't play Sheik no more. They changed
Sheik
it.
is dope. Are you kidding me?
They
Sheik is
changed it.
Now you just don't want to learn.
No, I don't. I'm too.
I'll just pick Meta Knight and dominate. Let me see.
Moral of the story: don't play these games.
But I'd like to see where Capcom takes this.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I will be along for the ride.
I'm not.
I'm curious to see what they'll do.
I'll be
I don't know
watching.
what
I
they'll
won't
do.
be
I don't know what
training,
the
though.
outcome will be, but I'm curious to see.
I just want to know how much they paying them. That's all.
That's why I'm
Future
curious.
Yo, they
coach
dropping
and
another
training
Marvel
over
versus
here.
Capcom. I might have to apply. I'm just saying.
I can coach. Yo, I
There
can
we
coach
go.
Smash
Just
Bros. I can
saying.
coach. Trust me.
They should.
There you go.
It's Marvel.
Coach.
You'd be like Ice-T. Like, hate the cops and then be a cop for 20 years on
How you
TV.
gonna call me Iced Tea? Like,
That's what it
really?
is.
Really? You're just gonna like?
You're going to be hating, and then you're going to be that for the next 20
You're
years.
gonna call me? You're just gonna call me Iced Tea on a podcast? Like, damn, man.
Just
wrong
hate
with that
coaches.
guy?
You said just before, if you could rewind, you just said, well, coaching, really? And then you're like, I can see myself as a
No,
coach.
I could be a coach. I can. But how much they paying though?
like
How
Rick
much
James
they
right
paying?
Oh, man.
He's like, I never stepped on Eddie's couch. Yeah, I was.
All right.
Oh,
moving
boy.
on.
Moving on.
All right.
Oh, this I'm excited about.
Okay, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake gameplay details have been announced.
Yes.
And they showed a trailer, y'all. So, how many of you guys played Tony Hawk? I played it. I love it.
That's
I
my
played
favorite.
it.
I saw it. I never played it.
I played 1 and
watched
2. And
Yes.
up to that point, they were amazing.
Yeah.
I think the nostalgia is going to be more toward the music. And I mean, the gameplay, but the music. So they did announce that the music will be in there, which is it surprised me because licensing and music,
Yeah.
that's going to kill your game.
And from what they said,
Right.
they said that I think it was like a few, maybe like a handful of tracks they couldn't get the licensing for, but the majority of it is
Which is a
gonna be
good
there.
thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because remember in Crazy Taxi when they couldn't put in the theme song, the yeah, and people were so pissed. Like they were like, I'm not touching this 10-foot pole. My song is not in there.
I missed that game.
So,
anyways,
but yeah, I think that like when it came out on the phone, they didn't have it in there. But imagine if they didn't have any of the songs in this game. But I mean, from what it looked like, it looks amazing. Like it wasn't like the HD like remasters that came out for part 1. That was kind of garbage, and people didn't like that one because it was like just a cash grab. Here you go. I know you want to play it, and that was playing over people's nostalgia. I don't even know if they had the music in that one or not, but this one looked great. And the second it said 4K, it's funny because I saw that, and then I saw I saw in I saw in the comments, where is it for Switch? How come it's not for Switch? I was like, when was the Switch 4K? Anyway, like it just happened that right after I saw that, it's like everybody's like, I want it for the Switch. So it's coming out for the Xbox, it's coming out for the computer and PS4, I believe. But not the Switch. And now everybody has to complain. So as happy as you can make people, as happy as you can make people with any announcement, there's always people who are going to troll and be like,
Of course.
How come you didn't do this? How come you didn't do this? So
Even though
it's a great announcement and it looks phenomenal. And I'm sure millions of people are excited about this. I mean, the people whose generation it wasn't for it don't really care. They don't know. They're like, who's this old man, Tony Hawk? They don't care. Because I saw him. They put up a poster. It was like, look at this guy. And he's like 51 or whatever. And he's old. He's like, he looks so old. I'm like, dude, he's old.
That's what happens. You
He's
age
old.
every
You're
year.
in your 50s. That's what you look like.
I was like, he's an older guy now.
He looks good for his age, man.
He can still skateboard around.
I'm about to say he could probably still do some moves and tricks.
Yeah, he's like the skateboarding Tyson.
Wow, skateboarding Tyson. You just said that.
Because
Skateboarding Tyson.
Because Tyson wants to come back.
I can't even.
yo, sorry. Side note, but did you guys see Tyson shadowboxing again?
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw the
Dangerous.
training video. Yeah.
Hence why I
Dangerous.
said what I said. But
Yeah,
listen,
he didn't see
it's
it.
remastered for the PS4. Like I said, they drop in September, supposedly. Hopefully that date is going to be what it is. September.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
soon.
so it's very close.
That's pretty close.
That means,
And
that
they're
means
bringing
it's done.
They're bringing the original levels. They're bringing the skaters. They're bringing the tricks. They're bringing the moves. They're bringing the songs.
That's awesome, man.
And they said online multiplayer. So everybody who's like riding this line for millions of points, killing the game, now it's going to be online. So there you go. There's your esports for Tony Hawk.
That's interesting online.
I was never that good at the game. Believe me, it was fun as hell.
It's fun.
But I was not racking up the points that these guys had online. I was like, man, listen, I played this for an hour on the same path, going around in a circle constantly, just getting these points, grinding.
Yeah.
I don't play like that. I just go through the glass. I want to catch the tapes. I want to do that type of game. I don't want to do this like cheating to get your score up.
It's a collectathon, man. That's what I liked about it.
Nah, it's dope. It's dope. I'm looking forward to playing this again, but I don't know if I can, like now, the way you play that, I don't know if my fingers could even do what you do in that game.
He's got them arthritic fingers.
You gotta do a lot of manipulation. Gotta use every finger on the controller.
Arthritic.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm looking forward to trying it out again. I'm not gonna be no pro at it. It's gonna just be Tony Hawk Skater for me.
I'm looking forward to it. And I'm really looking forward to it because obviously me and you are big fans of this game, Burnout series. If they
No,
can do
no, I am.
Oh, of course you are, man.
He said no.
You're gonna lie to me.
Listen, we've been dying for a Burnout. 1, 2, 3, whatever. 3, 4, Revenge. Give us anything but Paradise, and I will.
Yeah.
I will love you.
And listen,
EA.
Driving Dangerously was good. It was good.
It was not.
It was decent.
I bought the hell out of that
I
game.
did too, but it was decent. But
They made it too hard, and it's
was
rubber band AI. You can't ever pass these things. You touch a corner, everyone flies past you. I can't play that game.
I mean, it's different. Obviously, because
I have
for
a
legal
question
reasons
from
they
the
had to
chat.
change it up. But
From
Chalk asked a question.
Billy.
What's up?
John,
Hello,
how
Billy.
do you feel about the remake?
Oh, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
I'm all for it for most of the right reasons. I'm looking forward to the soundtrack. When the soundtrack came out, it introduced so many of our youth to what punk music was, what thrash music was, what old school hip hop was. A lot of these kids that were sheltered growing up and listened to whatever their parents listened, whether they were listening to Kenny Rogers or classic rock or whatever, introduced a new generation, like the 90s generation, to all this great music that's out there that they wouldn't have discovered on the radio. So I'm cool with that, and I like the fact that they're licensing most of the music, or most of them agreed to sign back on or whatever. So good news for them. Tony Hawk. The rough part is it's not open world. It's like you get 2 minutes to do as much as you can. That's it. And then you rack up your score. You try to collect your. I don't know if they're going to bring back VHS tapes because you have to collect videotapes.
Bring it.
Yes, I remember that.
I don't know if they're going to collect MP4 files or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
they
CDs
may
out.
modernize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I like the fact that I think they just figured out that people, you re-release what the kids had back in the day. Now that we have a disposable income to buy stuff like a Final Fantasy VII remake or something like that, hopefully, and I think they saw that and capitalized it. I prefer the Underground series more than Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. And they did the no one wants to talk about this, but Tony Hawk did the Madden thing. They released the same exact game 4 years in a row for the same console, and would update, like maybe add 2 skaters.
Let's not talk about 5 though.
Tweak the graphics a little bit.
Right.
It had different maps or whatever, but it was basically the same game. 4 years in a row, and of course, I bought all. But there were, so I'm happy that they're just doing 1 and 2. That would have been okay, but that's fine. But hopefully it'll open it up, and hopefully it'll, hopefully Sega will see this and say, oh shoot, we got to bring back, Jet Grind Radio. We got to bring back Crazy Taxi or something like that.
Yes.
So I'm hoping we'll see more of that. I had a lot of fun. I don't know if they're going to bring back the moon gravity or the, because there are some crazy cheat codes bring back Spider-Man that you could play as. I don't know, man. But
Yeah, they did that. I remember that.
Well, that's what you call Sony now.
He used to web his skateboard, right?
Yeah, he would. He would like launch a skateboard and then web it back, and it's pretty silly. It's a fun game though. It's just fun to. And it was cool because I wasn't a huge skater growing up when it was cool. But it was. But anybody could play who Tony Hawk was.
Yep.
You didn't. I want to say Tony Hawk was only like 31 years old when it came out. And now he's like 50 or something like that. So it's insane to see, where we've come from, and thinking back in the day, it's like, oh man, here's this old skater Tony Hawk. It's like, no, he was 31. He's old now.
You started old.
That's like that meme with Morgan Freeman in high school. He was always old.
Yeah.
He was old, man. He was old back in electric company days.
Oh God.
Yeah. No, I'm cool with it. I like the fact that they're doing this. Game broke, just bring it back with an HD remake. And
Yeah, like we were talking about remakes versus new stuff, and the new one they made was trash, so that's when you do a remake.
Right.
And I'm glad it's not the underground ones, because the Jackass ones I wasn't really a big fan of. But I'm glad whenever it's not open world versus the linear ones, because they're pretty much more fun.
Agreed.
But I can see why some people would. Depends on when you got in, what it was meant to you at the time,
and your taste.
So, yeah, I got that for PSP. I was like, get this out of here. Not the same for me.
Yeah, I remember, Burnout Paradise, man.
Yeah, don't do the open one.
All the Burnouts were great. And then Burnout Paradise came out, and I was excited for it, and then that shit came out.
I wasn't
open world.
I wasn't big. I'm not a Tony Hawk type of guy, but like I think for the new one, they should like have a mode where you could be old Tony Hawk.
He's probably in there.
No. I'm talking
old,
about like
current.
and
Tony
you get
Hawk?
you get to get more points if you fuck up the tricks. Because he's too old to do it. Like how awesome would that be? Like you break your leg and like
You want Walker? You want him with a walker?
Yeah, I want him
You want him with a walker?
like
Like-
exaggerate how old he is.
Put wheels on the walker so he can do tricks.
Yeah,
on
like
him.
make him like get more points when you fuck up
Wow.
the moves.
10
Wow.
years later, not just
Oh,
yet, not
yeah,
yet. In the sequel, the actual sequel
Wow.
to Tony Hawk.
I got ideas, man. I got ideas.
You
saying.
keep your ideas.
Oh, okay.
Like, wow.
That's what you wanna call it. This guy.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Just ruin the franchise. Why don't you?
I don't know. You make some sales. I don't know.
Yeah.
I make it 8-bit.
You need to go out.
I make it 8-bit.
I've been inside too long, Chalk. I've been
Wow.
inside too long.
Yeah. Quarantine life. Quarantine life. Anyway, moving on.
All right. Nintendo goes after Super Mario 64 PC port with copyright claims. Nintendo always goes after anything with their intellectual property in seconds. In seconds.
With a SWAT team.
Their lawyers are on it.
Yeah.
Just like that picture. If you're watching this on video, you see Mario yelling
Yeah.
objection right there.
Yeah.
Skinny Mario.
Yeah.
He lost a lot of weight in that picture.
Yeah,
Got,
he's
he got
on
a little
point.
bigger, man.
It's on point right there.
Beefed up.
That's
For the,
But originally, so this is the Nintendo 64 port that we were talking about. If you watched last week's podcast, it was quickly mentioned. But it's what they did was they took all they reverse engineered it to make a PC port where it's just an executable. You click it, boom, the game starts. I have it. They're gonna come after me now. I shouldn't. Have said it.
You're about to.
oh no.
I see flashing lights in front of the house right now.
Well, I can't upload it, okay? But listen, the guy put it up. It wasn't ready yet, but he was like, "Fine, they're
you
gonna come
borrowed it.
after me. They're gonna come after me in seconds
You
anyway."
borrowed it.
so
You borrowed it. That's all.
He put it out there, and it's not like he did use their intellectual property, so they do have the right to come after it and then take it off. So it was on, it was on online for some downloads. There was an OpenGL one and a DirectX one, but it's gone now. They actually came out with it. You know what they did? They actually ported it to the Switch also.
What?
They ported this to the
What?
Switch in a day. Like it was out on the Switch already.
It was only a matter of time.
Yeah, I have it. So before they took it away, I downloaded it. But yeah, it's interesting. And with them coming out, allegedly they might come out with a Super Mario 64, either remaster or some
That's
sort.
just proof that's
Well,
happening.
that- yeah,
that is
that
definitely
is.
happening. That's proof.
Of course, you don't want this just
Yeah.
out there for
Hell
free.
yeah.
Right.
Just for people who are dying to get it. You know,
right.
they want to play it on everything. But I mean, it sucks because this is it's a hacked version. So all the hacks that you've seen, like on the emulator scene for Mario 64, like the 2-player one, the split screen, and like
there's a ton of them.
and the new levels and
dude,
everything,
this-
all that would have been coming to this with ease because you see how quick they ported it. It's
Right.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they could have added all that stuff to it, and then it'll run better than an emulator because it was in 4K, it was widescreen, it was pretty nice, man. But I don't know. It's out there, so it's possible if it's still open source that they can add it to it and then just bring it back out again. Then Nintendo will be like, no, take it down. But
Right.
it's out there, so they can't really stop it once it's out there.
It's like torrents, man. You can
Exactly.
stop one torrent site, but there's like a billion others that pop
Exactly.
up.
So unless they start arresting everyone who puts it online,
Right.
it'll be out there.
Right.
And even then, you'll still find it. So we'll
Right.
see if they're gonna add stuff to this. But it's interesting, and of course, Nintendo took it down.
Right.
You knew that.
Oh, that's not a surprise. As
It's
soon as
not
it
a
came
surprise.
up, I'm like, oh, this is going to be done in a week.
What if they
Well,
change
it
all the
was.
graphics?
It was the news last week. And now it's
Hey, John.
That is how it works. Yeah.
Retail Archaeology says hello from the chat.
Oh, hello, Retail Archaeology. My buddy Eric has an awesome channel too.
Okay.
What's going on, Eric?
Okay.
That's a
awesome.
great name, Eric.
Yeah.
Hey.
There you go.
Great name.
Love that name.
Only 'cause that's-
Yeah. Oh, well, and that's the thing with Nintendo and taking down stuff. I mean, they're gonna do that. Sharing stuff. They don't care about the people downloading it. They're the ones taking money out of their pocket. But hopefully, it means that there's no, you can't upload it because we're going to release our own version on the Switch, which would be cool. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I mean, rumors are saying that it is, but we'll see. We'll see what goes down. But like you said, once somebody uploads it once, it's out there. And if you can't find it, you can probably find someone who has it and hook it up that way. I didn't know that they ported it over to the Switch though, and I'm curious about that. So I'll have to do some digging on my own
Well, maybe off there we could talk about it.
I got nothing to do with it.
If you don't see Sticks here for the next podcast, you know what exactly happened to him.
Men in black suits come in, they're like, hey.
People just came into the crib and just took him away.
What if Nintendo just takes this port and just is like, yo, you guys did a great job. We're gonna bring this out now.
Yeah, we'll just release that version.
That would be cool.
I'm telling you, I have a feeling it's a remake. I don't think it's going to be a remaster. I think it's
It would be great if it was a remake.
I have a feeling, yeah. I just have.
Yeah.
Didn't they stop the ones on Dream?
They stop everything with Mario.
Everything.
Anything.
Yeah, do it more.
I get because
anything.
they're planning. I'm telling you, they're planning a shitload of Mario remasters or remakes.
Well, it's a 35-year anniversary.
Yeah,
so this year is like the year of Mario.
Anybody that comes out with anything, they're like, nope, stop that. Because if people like that more than what we come out with, it's not going to be good. So get rid of that.
If they come out with the same game that just got put out,
The same exact one.
you're like, damn.
Well, and that's sometimes what's happened in the past, and people don't usually they can't talk about it because they're under strict legal embargo to not talk about it. But sometimes it's a fan version of a game, and then Nintendo will say you have to take it down, and then secretly say, "But that's really good. You want to work for us." That happened with Sonic Mania. You know, Sonic Mania started as a Sonic fan game, and then Sega said you can't do that, but you want to make your game and we'll make all the money from it with your talent. And it turned out Sonic Mania turned out to be the best Sonic Hedgehog game in the last 20 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
So hopefully, maybe. But it's also usually in lieu of, it's like either we're like with the you'll have to do your own research on this because I don't know off the top of my head. I think that Metroid but there's a great Metroid.
Another
like,
Metroid.
yes.
Another Metroid.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Metroid.
Another.
yes,
Metroid.
that's right.
That was available like that same, you play off the computer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they took it down, but then they kind of give them the option. It's like, well, we're either going to fine you a shit ton of money, or we can fine you less, but you can never talk about it ever again. And of course, they're going to take the less money, naturally. So I'm sure he still had to pay something for it. Wow. More often than not, all it takes is somebody doing, an Earthbound Halloween hack, and then later on that guy makes Undertale. It's crazy to see what people, how they got their start and all that. So hopefully maybe, this guy can make an executable, Mario 64 game that plays off a PC and, has a way to port it over to Switch. Maybe he found a job, and hopefully he can do that with more games too. I want to see more 64 games that I can use using a Switch controller and not the Nintendo 64 controller.
A lot of people want to see that Goldeneye.
You know what? It's just.
Oh man, I'm telling you. Oh, dude, are you kidding me? Yeah, Goldeneye Online. Come on.
I honestly have a feeling that's going to happen.
Yes.
One way or another.
I just saw just now we had Jesus Lopez on our show.
Yeah.
On our podcast before. He's the guy that did the animation, and he created the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, the cartoon show.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
And we had him on the show, and I just remember, like, damn, man, imagine if that was released, like, but he was.
But then he disappeared.
He
off the planet.
Yeah, I don't know where he is. I hit him up like a week ago. I hope Nintendo didn't get to him. Get to him.
Nintendo might have took him out.
The Nintendo
Digging his own
Hitman.
grave in the back lot of
Nintendo has him in like a cell or something.
Yeah, buried somewhere.
Y'all wilding out right now.
Hey, if you're out there, holler at us.
Yeah,
You're
for
never
real.
gonna release this.
Now he's talented as hell, man.
Hey, John, we have Tim Allen saying hello from the chat also.
Tim Allen.
Tim
Allen.
Yep, Tim Allen.
The Tool Man.
Oh yeah, that's right. Till time. There you go. I'm sure he's never heard that before in his life.
Never ever.
Hello, Tim.
What's going on, Tim?
Welcome to the show. All right, so that's the news for today. So we can move on to the main course.
The main course, because I'm hungry.
Yes.
Man, you better relax.
Yes.
He said, man, you better relax.
All right.
Yes, we're gonna go on to the Summer Game Fest.
Ago. Although I probably gained it back since this quarantine.
Oh, yeah.
Quarantine is real, man.
It's easy.
Probably.
It's easy to happen, man.
Quarantine is real.
Yeah, it is, man.
All right. So, I mean, what do we start with here? I mean, we can ask some questions, or we can go right into what we think of the Summerfest.
Whatever, man.
You know how we do.
And then we can get into the questions.
Yeah. Whatever you want.
So, I mean, with
There we
E3
go.
canceled, how do you feel about this new situation about having an all summer long E3 basically? Or would you rather prefer it be like within a week of congested news?
I don't mind it as much. I went to my very first E3 last year and attended in person for the first time ever, which was a dream come true for me because I've always, you always had to wait till like the month after to get the magazine, the thicker EGM and go through all the screenshots and all that and visualize what it might look like in video or how it plays out. And of course later on, they have videos, day of or launch trailers and all that. But it's funny because like every time that people talk about E3, I mean Nintendo's always top of mind, and Nintendo just does their online direct anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right. Devolver does the same thing. Devolver has their heavily produced. I'm a huge Devolver fan.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, and then it got to the point where even Microsoft was in a completely other building. Like they weren't even part of E3. They were like in the block. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to check out Microsoft, you had to go through that line, wait in line there and go through all that nonsense. So, I mean, I liked it, but holy moly, was it expensive! Like really? It was all out of pocket for me. Oh my god! Just being in LA for the week, so staying at a place. Me and 3 of my friends all pitched in on an Airbnb. It was a nice Airbnb, but still, that. And then yes, there are after parties, but you're still paying your own food. You're paying for your own Lyft and Uber and all that. Right. My flight down and back and everything. So. I'm okay not spending that much money this year. but it's but now it's like with news being more spread out, there's always going to be like I'm a huge VR gamer, and everyone was talking about Tony Hawk 1 and 2. I'm happy for very, very all these other they announced the release date for Iron Man VR. Yeah. And no one was talking about that because they're all talking about Tony Hawk. So you just got to wade through and follow what you care about, I guess. And I don't know. We'll see. And we're not nearly done yet. I mean, there's gonna be a whole lot more news coming out sooner than later.
There was news today. Did you see the PS5?
Unreal 5.
Yeah, Unreal 5 trailer.
The new Unreal 5 engine. It was just a tech demo to see what to show what games could look like, and they look like. I mean, real. There's always that level where it's like video game graphics can't get any better than this, and then they prove you wrong with it's like, well, this is realistic. Okay.
I was shocked.
I can recognize every eyelash. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Realistic. I thought it was pretty. I was pretty blown away by that. I mean, we saw the Microsoft stuff, and people were mad at that because they didn't show gameplay or enough gameplay or whatever. But I mean, that was the first glimpse of what it can look like, and people were underwhelmed with that particular thing. But now it's always a one-upsmanship here now. So I want to see what happens next with Microsoft, because now PlayStation was like, oh, that's what the Xbox looks like. All right. This is what PlayStation 5 looks like, and now I want to see what they're going to show next.
I'd rather see
PS5 looked okay.
Okay. This is the Xbox guy we're talking to.
Yeah, that's true.
Sarumaru from the chat says, "What's up, Riggs?"
Oh, I love Sarumaru. What up, Sarumaru? He hosts a YouTube. He's not even supposed to have this. I don't know how he got one. I think he finagled someone, knocked on the back door 3 times, asked for Louis or something. But he has one of those. He has one of those poly mega systems, like those systems that can play like all the CD games and like the different cartridge games with the modules and all. He's been streaming that like every day for the past couple of weeks and making me jealous every time I see a little notification pop up.
I've seen
rubbing it in my face.
Yeah,
that's dope.
No, that thing is awesome, man. The modular
the CD
console. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Man.
So the CD base is the base unit. So like out of the box, it already plays PlayStation 1. I think it does like Saturn and like Turbo Duo, Neo Geo CD, probably more than that too. Sega CD maybe.
Right out of the box.
The little adapters to play NES, you pay extra to play. I like the fact that the Sega adapter you can also do 32X. It does it all. So I don't know.
Wow,
looks
an
pretty
awesome concept when I first saw it. Actually, it was E3 last year. I remember seeing that, and I was like, that's freaking cool.
Yeah, man. I played it. I talked to the dude. He gave me a lanyard. I wear my lanyard at video game conventions, and still this sucker.
Wow.
I just want to know if it could play Bust the Groove and Parappa and all my dance games.
Dude, I promise. The very first, they showed us the demo. I was there. I don't know if you watch Metal Jesus at all, but it was the two of us. The two of us were there, and he was like, "Oh, here's how to do, here's how to play this game." Or you can there's a setting so you can turn your TV sideways if you're playing like a vertical shooter that have that screen dimensions and all that. And here's this. And the very first game I went to was Parappa the Rapper, because if you try to do it on a Raspberry, try to do it on Raspberry Pi, you try to do it on like Xbox emulated, you try to do it on the PlayStation Classic cracked. Not the same. This one worked.
It worked.
I was able to. I mean, I didn't suck any less.
Wow.
Damn, you just cost me $300, $400 right now. Dang,
Turn it down, Lewis.
Timing on Parappa the Rapper, on Jammer Lammy, on Buster. I was like, okay, I can get down with this. I'm a huge rhythm game. I love the rhythm games. That's why I was playing that Hatsune Miku game. So it's just like, and Beat Saber, of course, is taking over the world and bringing back that whole rhythm idea. So
I played Unison.
Yeah, I played.
That was a hard ass game.
Rhythm Heaven is a hard ass game. Man.
Rhythm Heaven was hard.
That's a hard.
I love Rhythm
Man,
Heaven.
but I love that game.
And, I popped when you were talking about that. I popped open the YouTube so I can see the chat too. And yeah, Sarimaru says it does play Busta Groove. So
yeah,
now I gotta buy it.
Oh shoot!
I'm not as sensitive lag as most people. So when it comes to like Mega Man or Street Fighter, I mean, I can do okay even with a little bit of a lag.
Yeah.
But you have to be right on the money when you're playing Busta Groove. You have to be right on the money when you're playing Parappa.
Parappa came out,
I mean, you can improvise.
When Parappa came out for the PS4, they had the fourth level is broken because you have to play it off beat to pass the level.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot.
Well, timing is weird.
That's the same
but
thing.
You have to be dead on.
The timing was off, and that's why everybody they were like, "This is the toughest." I don't remember it being this tough.
No,
and it wasn't that tough.
They messed up.
The timing was off.
Part 1 they did.
That's right.
But speaking of systems that you played that many people haven't, we've had Tommy Tallarico on the show. Yeah, a couple of times now.
Oh yeah,
and
nice.
He's coming out with the Amico, the television Amico. You have had hands on the system, and we want to know what did you think about it?
I'm a family guy. I got 3 kids.
Okay.
And I have 3 children. One of them plays nothing but Super Mario Odyssey, and that's the only game he's played for the last 2 years.
Awesome.
That's all he needs in his life. And then, there's a game called Panic for the Sega CD, old school. Look, if you haven't checked out, you don't even have to buy it. I don't even care if you ever play it. You should. But look up the game called Panic for Sega CD. It's an interactive cartoon. You don't die. You just either something or you move on to the next stage. It's
okay.
Super Japanese. So he plays those 2 games. He has so it's hyper focused on that. He's good. I got 2 other daughters. One of them, and again, 3 children, but they all have their own unique personalities. It's like 3 kids, like same ingredients, different cookies. Same parents. Who's the lone shark? She'll play Undertale over and over again. She'll currently playing Animal. Because it's good. And then
hey.
hold on, I gotta catch up there. There we go. Yeah. So she's the one who wants to play games together all the time. So we'll play games like the Stretchers for the Switch.
Oh, Stretchers.
Like moving in.
We played that.
I love Stretchers.
Awesome game.
Yeah, Super Mario Party and stuff like that. So for the 2 of us, the Amico is perfect because all the games are going to be 2-player, minimum, multiplayer and all that, and easy to move, easy to use controllers. I played so I guess I'll paint the picture anyway. There's these little cubicles. There's E3 happening everywhere. There's the Nintendo booth, the Fortnite booth. They're giving you drinks of Slurp or whatever, and I still have one of the cups. There's other interactive activities and all that. And then down this random ass hallway, off to the side, there's these little cubicles with guards that are standing outside that are just like, do you have an appointment? No, you can't come in here. It was in one of those. And I had a couple of appointments in there, and that's where they show you the secret stuff. That's where they show you you can't talk about this stuff yet. That's where they show you all that other stuff. And that's where the Amico was.
Oh, okay.
It's a small-ass walk-in closet-sized room, and there had to have been 28 people there. So here's Tommy, and if you had Tommy on your podcast, it's hard to get a word in.
Yes.
He is
It was a 3-hour podcast. The first time we had him on. 4 hours.
4 hours.
Sorry. Yes.
He is. I think we're buddies now, but he is all hype and he knows exactly what it was. I'm fanboying because I'm such a fan of his work.
Yes.
When he did music for Earthworm Jim.
Yes.
All these other games too. And he introduces us to everyone in the room. And here's this guy, and here's that guy, and here's this guy, and here's that guy. And there the little just like here's what the system looks like, and there were the system molds of what the different colors were too. And of course, when they weren't looking, of course, so I'm like no pictures, no videos. This is under friend DA, so it's like you don't have to sign anything, but just don't talk about it don't talk about it until we talk about it. Perfect. I can do that. That's common in video game stuff. Okay. So when he wasn't looking, of course, I looked at the back of the box, to see what the ports were. And it's your basic plug-in stuff, but it was cool to see that it was just I mean, at least the molds were. But the when we actually played the games, we played Moon Patrol.
Okay.
We played we shared the controller. Like I played a little bit. I don't know if you know Kelsey Lewin, but she played a little bit. And then Metal Jesus played a little bit too. So we played Moon Patrol just for a little while to check that out. Then Tommy himself played. Is it called Night Stalker?
Night Stalker.
Yes.
Okay. Night Stalker.
So he played first. He played that, and of course, he was talking about how awesome the music was because he does sound design.
Little pat on the back there.
And I was like, I could agree. And then we played a game called Shark, which was a favorite game of mine for the Intellivision, because it's multiplayer. It's if you're not familiar with Shark, you play as a smaller fish, but you can eat fish smaller than you, and the more you eat, the bigger you get. So the more you eat, then you can get to a point where you can eat your friends, and it's a competitive thing. And eventually you can eat the shark or whatever. So the more you eat, the bigger you get, and then you can eat the other people smaller than you. So it was cool to see, and like the games were fine. It was updated versions of these other games. They had a big old wall full of all these screenshots of other games. They had Echo the Dolphin, which wasn't announced yet. It's announced now. Nothing about Earthworm Jim, so I didn't see any shots for Earthworm Jim or anything like that. And we played on the Intellivision, the Amico controllers, which looks super, super, super bulky almost. It's like holding your phone. Right. I mean, they're about telephone sized. Right. But oddly enough, it made sense. Like anybody could play it, because I'm thinking about it, and I was like, well, wait a minute. If I'm, because people play games on their phones. My kids use their phones all the time. Right. Whether it's a phone or not, or you can hold it, and if you want to hold it this way, you can. If you want to hold it this way, you can. All the games are customizable like that. Wow. And so now it sounds like I'm doing a commercial for. No,
but we get.
I promise he had nothing. Tommy had no idea I was going to even be on this podcast. There is, and I can't talk about it because again I'm still kind of under the friend DA thing. But there's still something that I saw there that he hasn't even talked about in a trailer or a preview or anything. That's a revolutionary thing. And he was just like, "Here, we're just going to do this thing really quick." And I was like, "That's amazing." And he's like, "Yeah, don't talk about it yet because we're going through whatever they're going through to do it to make it happen."
I know you can't talk about it, but I'm going to guess. Because from another podcast that I've seen Tommy Tellerico on, and he did mention this, and it was one of the questions that was asked to him was that, and Tommy agreed that touchscreen controls are terrible for video games, and the question to him was, are there any tactile buttons or anything? Like how is the touchscreen going to work? And then Tommy revealed, and I don't know if he, because this was on the podcast, this was on a live stream too. That there were buttons that you can place on the screen, and
interesting.
That would be rearranged according to the game that they could be removable and placed, depending on the game that you're playing.
That's not what he's talking about, though.
Right?
Oh no. Okay, so I don't. Yeah. Okay.
That's not what he's
all
talking
right. So
about.
obviously, I can see from your reaction that wasn't it, because when I heard that, I was like, that was my concern, because I'm like,
it would make the most sense,
huh?
I said it would make the most sense because like not everybody, like I don't play mobile games.
Same.
Not that I have anything against mobile games, I just don't play them.
You can have something.
But I do want that button. I do want that button to hit. Yeah, I don't want to touch a thing. I want to make sure that I know I'm hitting the button correctly. Yeah. And then even the Amico has little buttons on the side too that you can use. Right. So, but for the games that were there that we played, it was fine. And the more I was looking at it, the more I'm like, it's okay. I mean, if it goes for 200, 300, and I think the suggested is like 250 or something like that. It's like it's gonna be a hard sell. But the more I'm sitting there, thinking about it, I was like, this isn't. They're like, I don't think they're trying to go after the Switch audience, and they're certainly not going after the Xbox audience, or even the mobile audience. They're just going. I mean, he himself grew up playing Intellivision, and he loves it and he wants to do in television. So I think 100% he's making this for him, which is fine. And I'll buy one too. I'd put my money down on the pre-order because I'm curious, because I can play games by myself all the time. I wish I do. Of course I do. But then my daughter likes to play games with me. So it's like, well, the games that we can play together are, like I said, Moving Out. We got the stretchers. We got Super Mario World or Super Mario Party. We got what other games do we play together? We there's like Uno. I mean, of course we can do that. But when we were standing there playing Shark, and there's the four of us, along with Tommy. It brings back that couch co-op, like we were talking about. That's why everyone wants Goldeneye 64. Is Goldeneye 64 a great game? I don't think it's that great. But how much fun did we have playing it when we were growing up? Because you're all together. You're at least in the same room, laughing and teasing each other and elbowing, stealing their controller and tossing it or whatever. However you played the game. And it kind of brought that back a little bit. So I'm looking forward to it for those reasons. And it was cool because I was playing on a controller. But then he also had a couple of phones set up. So their phone would just like link in through the Bluetooth. So two people are on controllers, two people are on to see, because it was also on an actual system. Like it wasn't here's a tech demo of what it could look like. We're going to turn on this computer. It was actually running off of an Amico. So when I saw that, because going into when I was walking into the door, I'm like, this might be another Coleco Chameleon situation.
That's what everybody thought.
When
Everybody
I saw
thought that. Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is actually going to be a legit thing, and it's going to see the light of day. Whether it makes $1 million on day one, which it may or may not, it probably won't. But even if it does, I mean, then great. Then I mean, I think he's already won. But it'll be interesting to see how it comes out. But I mean, it's. He sold me on it just by the nature of us being in this, it always, just like with VR gaming, and I'm a huge VR gamer, it comes down to, you actually have to play it.
Yep.
I saw somebody was VR will never be video games, you'll never be taken away the TV screen, which may be true. And I was like, well, what games have you played on it? Oh, none of them. I'm not gonna play VR. I was like, well, don't talk about it, no, don't knock it until you try it.
Right.
It's like, when I actually tried the Amico, I was just like, okay, I can, if the games are cheap, which I mean, all the games are less than $10.
Yeah.
I can get down with that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it personally. I know a lot of people aren't, and the people who aren't are the people who, they've already made up their mind, and I'm not going to be the one to change their mind.
Yep.
It's just like if they don't want it, they don't want it,
Right.
and they're already not part of the demographic.
Yeah, it's not for them.
But for me and my kid, we're gonna love it.
There is a demographic for it, and we're a co-op channel, so we're part of that demographic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it, man.
Yeah, there's some Shark for sure, but I'm a huge Earthworm Jim fan, so I'm looking forward to seeing
Yeah,
Same here. Yeah.
seeing what they do with that, and seeing what else. There was a game called Snafu for the television. I remember my friends and I back that was the game that taught me what snafu meant, and I thought it was the funniest thing I ever heard in my life.
It's like Kung Fu.
And so I remember going back to being 6 or 7 years old playing that game. I'm down for all that. We'll see how it goes.
That's awesome.
I wish him luck. So yeah,
That's awesome to hear that you went to E3 for the first time last year. This year was actually supposed to be Level 857's first time going to E3 until it got canceled.
Yeah.
We were like, oh.
We were ready to go.
We were ready to go.
My pockets were hurting before we even got the tickets. So who knows what would have happened?
Yeah, it's rough. I was on the fence about going. There was a chance. There was a. I wouldn't take my experience away. Right. I think I paid something about, I calculated it all when I came home, but I paid something like $2,000 out of
Sounds
pocket.
about right.
Wow.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
does
sense.
I was
sound
like,
right.
yeah. So I was like, do I want to do that again? But looking back, I was like, man, I had the funnest time in the world though. Just hanging out and checking out these new games, and I don't need to necessarily play any of the games. I go to PAX West every year because I live in the Northwest. I don't necessarily need and just hanging out, and if you walk by, walk by backpack, you'll end up watching. It's just like there's so much, and there's and all the after parties and all that too. So it's just it's cool to just walk around, and you run into these other content creators that that I look up to, I'm just walking around. I was like, oh, dude, there's this guy that I watch all the time, and I was able to introduce myself to him. And I gave out a ton of business cards when I was there to these little kiosks where I was like, oh, I don't have an appointment today, but here's here, and I have a very unique business card that also includes old Nintendo games. So I was like, well, here's my card, and I was like, this is brilliant, and I'll remember you for sure. So,
Sure.
Cool.
I mean, it's all networking. I mean, everything is networking.
Right.
So,
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the good thing about being able to go to something like that.
Right.
And I'm surprised it was your first time. Damn it, Chop.
Sorry. We have a question
I
from the
had-
chat, man. I'm sorry.
What's that?
Tim Allen is asking on his Switch where the screen blinks on and off. Is that a temperature issue? Does anybody know?
Go right ahead.
I don't think it's a temperature issue because I think the Switch literally lets you know when your Switch is getting too hot because I have a day one Switch, and it would get to the point where if I'm playing it portable, it would overheat, and when it overheats, just like my phone does, it'll actually say, your Switch is not overheating, but it says something like your Switch is overheating. Please save your progress and power down, or it says something like that. So I don't think it's an overheating issue. But that's something that you should look into, buddy. That's
a HDMI kind of.
Does it do that when you're docked or when you're playing portable?
Probably only portable.
Let us know.
Yeah, that's a question right there. Because if it's docked, then it's a HDMI issue or the connection from the HDMI. But if it's portable,
no,
I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
If it's hopefully it's not a first gen one because those are hard to come by.
I got a first.
Yeah, my first gen one's falling apart, but it still works. It's just I ended up buying the one with the extended battery and all that. But we still use the first gen one for other stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
By the way,
other stuff.
Sarumaru, thank you for the follow,
Yeah.
but thank you for the subscription.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir.
Overthink Gaming is in the
What's
chat.
up, Overthink? What's good?
Overthink Gaming. Very cool. Thank you.
I was gonna say real quick. I had a question here, or actually not a question, a suggestion. You said you play with your daughter. Moving Out.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of Tools Up?
Tools Up.
Tools Up, yeah.
Is it on the Switch?
It's on the Switch, yeah.
I haven't yet, but I'll check it out.
It's a multiplayer. It's similar to we own the game. We haven't played it yet.
Okay.
But it is a multiplayer
game. A game I haven't played yet.
We've seen the trailer of it. If you want, you can check out the trailer. See if it's something. But it's very similar to Moving Out, Overcooked. It's in that style. But we have yet to play it yet.
All right, I just wrote it down. I'll check it out when I can.
Tools Up.
Yeah.
What was it? Good Job is good too.
Oh yeah, but that's a 2-player co-op.
That's 2-player.
Yeah.
Good Job.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we love all the good job.
Yeah.
Good Job is
Hey,
another
look at you. Just hanging out, and I'm already getting all these good game suggestions.
Yeah.
Good job.
So
There we go. See, Lily? Good.
A lot of these games get lost in the
Tons
in the thousands of games that are released in
Yeah.
eShop, man.
yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's
Daily.
too many,
weekly. Yeah. It's rough to keep up. Try to keep up anyway.
I got a quick question here. So looking at your Instagram, it seems that you're kind of a snack connoisseur. So I saw White Castle gooey butter cake on a stick. So I was like, White Castle's around here, but I've never seen that. And it made me want to go to White Castle today and see if they had this thing. Because I want that. And you have a whole bunch of stuff on your Instagram, which is it's a journey to go through that. It's hilarious. There's
Thank
so
you.
much stuff on there. It's cool. But you almost made me. I went shopping. I went to buy groceries instead. And I was like, I should just probably buy food today instead of going to get this damn butter cake.
You're always trying to get this horrible foods
Listen,
in a quarantine.
Listen, at some point
You
I'm
ain't
gonna go.
15 years old.
Dude, we're in New
tomorrow,
York, man.
Maybe tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. But I want to know if they have this thing because that was a frozen one, and I'd never seen this in the store at all.
Well, you don't have my body type by turning down snack food, right? So I'm a huge regional foodie. Anytime I travel to conventions when I can, E3, PAX West, I go to the East Coast. Like I said, I was invited to that Long Island Expo. I was in Syracuse, New York last couple of years for their Retro Game Con. Too many games last year. I mean, I travel around when I can, and I love looking for what that area, what food they're known for. Syracuse has. Up north of Syracuse, there's Rochester, New York, and they have something called the Garbage Plate. Things like St. Louis, Missouri, went there a couple of times. We don't have a White Castle in the Pacific Northwest. Wow. Our closest White Castle, the closest White Castle to Seattle, Washington, is St. Louis, Missouri.
Wow.
What?
So I didn't my first. I mean, outside of like what you find at the freezer section at your local grocery store for White Castle, which we do have that. My first White Castle experience was. But we do have, and we probably have grocery outlet. Is that a thing there? Maybe not.
Nope.
It's not. Okay. So it's a grocery store that sells well, here's like all the overstock items that other stores locally, like there's no room for them. So we'll just donate it here or sell them for cost, and then grocery outlet sells them for cost. So I'm like, my biggest vice is breakfast cereal outside of IPAs. My biggest vice is breakfast cereal. So if there's a new breakfast cereal, limited edition, it's on shelves for like a month. When it's off the shelf, it goes to grocery outlet, and they sell it for like 99 cents a box.
Oh, wow.
Stuff like that.
You and me both.
So
listen, I had the worst cereal, and you probably tried this. It was
I've tried them all.
like they're always candy cereal now. That seems to be the thing. Like I had the Jolly Rancher one, that wasn't too bad at all.
Jolly Rancher
Oh.
cereal?
I didn't even know they
Yeah,
made
Jolly
a cereal.
Rancher cereal?
There's a Jolly Rancher cereal. All of the pieces taste like green apple.
Pretty much. It wasn't the worst cereal, but it wasn't great. But the one that I tried, and you guys would never try this, it was Sour Patch Kids cereal.
Ew, no.
No.
Oh, yeah.
It was horrible.
Why?
Why do you do that to
doing
yourself?
It tasted. Listen, it tasted like the first bite you do was like and then you like
Sour?
it, and then you try another one, and you're like, this is making my milk sour.
But why would you even like?
Because I try this stuff.
There's a mad scientist back there.
I try those.
in
They
a
have Hershey
fucking lab,
Kisses ones. Like
making all
some are safe. Like Hershey's Kiss, like that's fine.
Just get the
Sure.
candy. Screw
No,
the
no, no.
cereal.
It's not actually candy. It's cereal, but
That is not cereal.
it's the same
It's an
cereal.
experiment.
It's just
Media
named-
Glitch says
listen, they
what's up.
brand it so you
Hey, I
buy
love
it.
Media Glitch.
They brand it. They make
And
it bright
Overthink
blue.
says that you
English.
need to make a homebrew with level 857 crew and SOR.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Was that
he's
Overthink?
not wrong. If I knew how to make I think it's called Pancake, and Pancake is the like. Okay, so if you're new to the podcast, and if you know who I am, he's like, who's this John Riggs guy? It's funny. My last name is literally legally Riggs. But I rig video games. I hack them. I modify them.
Yeah.
And then mostly with Nintendo games. That's kind of my forte. But Sega Genesis games, you can use specific programs for specific things. That's why there's so many Sonic the Hedgehog hacks. That's why there's so many Streets of Rage hacks. I believe the Pancake is called. I believe the program is called Pancake. And that's the program where you can hack Streets of Rage. So I mean, I can make a Streets of Rage 2 hack that has the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or one of them has the characters from the Simpsons game. And they're all over the place. So I mean, I think that's what they use. And I've never learned how to use it. I should though, because that would be fun. But yeah, I mean,
like River
unfortunately, Overthink Gaming. All of my experience comes from hacking NES games, or else I would. I promise.
River City. Put us in River City.
Yeah.
Level 857, River City.
River City Ransom? Yeah,
John, you're close to Seattle?
I am. Yeah,
Have you ever been to Biscuit Bitch?
I'm pretty sure I'd remember if I did.
Biscuit.
No, listen.
Wow.
You have to go. It's so good.
Yeah, that's like the most random shit ever. I
dude.
swear to
Chuck,
God.
you all right over there, man?
Yo, Chuck is
That's
mad
the name of
happy
the
about
place?
that.
Is that a
I'm
restaurant?
really happy.
No,
about
it's a breakfast place, and they serve like
breakfast
the food is delicious.
So they have like chicken and biscuits and chicken and biscuit and
Yeah, like biscuits, like they have grits, eggs. It's
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a place like that in Portland I usually go to whenever I go to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. But yeah, next time I'm in Seattle, I mean, with a name like that, I love both of those things. So next time I'm in town, I'll have to check them out.
Oh man.
I want to go to the Portland Gaming Expo. I always wanted to go, man.
Yeah, it's
Mainly for the
it's
Tetris
postponed
tournament.
for this year. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was that?
Like you can you're doing the Tetris. It's open. It's open.
I could.
It's breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, it's breaking up on your side, man.
Play. I'm still waiting for the blocks to fall down naturally before I put them down.
There you go.
Oh no.
I'm catching
I
that.
think it's back. You were breaking up a little bit.
I know that's all me.
Oh, there we go.
No, that's okay.
Am I on?
No, you sound fine.
All right.
No, I think we're back. I think.
Yeah. No, they put the I just have to catch up. Sometimes I talk so fast that time has to catch up with me. At the they're taking a break from Portland this year, but you can walk into the Tetris tournaments anytime when they're either qualifying or playing the tournament. And like me personally, I still play Tetris as the pieces fall naturally. So watching these people who are just like it's like it's hypnotizing. It's like watching a campfire. It's crazy.
I love Tetris, man. That's my favorite game all time.
Yeah, you had a record at one point. World record.
At one point I did. It's gone now, but no, it's cool.
I beat him once.
It's
documented.
That was 4-player.
Yeah, that was different.
That doesn't count.
I held the championship.
You don't have many wins
world record hold
in competitive gaming. No.
What are you talking? You beat Jay. You beat Alan Tetris?
No,
it doesn't count.
Don't listen to him, Chalk.
Didn't count.
So John,
Okay.
so you do repo and homebrew carts, right? What got you into doing that?
What got me into this is a good question. With the terrible, I was playing a boy Adventure Time, the cartoon Adventure Time, and I was noticing how closely it resembled a Boy and His Blob. So I'm watching it, and I was like, man, somebody should make a Boy and His Blob. So I went to the internet, probably Reddit or something, or maybe it was Nintendo Age at the time, and I was, it's like somebody should do a Boy and His Blob hack of Adventure Time using a Boy and His Blob, and the internet, being the internet, was like, well, why don't you do it? And I was like, okay. Why don't I do it? And I thought back to all these other terrible hacks. It's like, oh, here's the naked Super Mario Brothers and stuff like that. And I was like, if other people are doing this, I could probably figure it out. So I kind of there's not much documentation online at all on how to do something like this. So I found a couple of things, and I've never done hex editing or anything like that. So I looked into it, and I was just like, okay, I found a program that works, which it does, and it's the same program I still use today, to edit graphics. And I couldn't do sound or colors or anything else yet. But I found out how to edit graphics and how to save it too. And I was like, well, that's okay. I can do that. And then I learned how to change colors, and I learned how to change text. And I was like, this is pretty cool. So then I, ended up just making some just on my own, just for fun. Well, by nature of just the internet saying, well, why don't you do it? I found a program that works. I just had to kind of teach myself. There wasn't a lot of documentation online. I did find kind of someone else who kind of did that a little bit too. So he taught me how to change color in text. And then by nature, and I never did that hack I talked about. But I did a couple of other ones for a couple of friends. So I was like, hey, I'm going to put your son in Super Mario Brothers. This is Nintendo trying to shut me down.
Yes. Yeah, they're like, I told you, man. You better look outside your place. They're waiting.
Everything they say, they're like, nope. Hit the button.
We got him. We got him.
Censor him. They're not going to get the
team
secrets.
is on the way.
I learned how, made some copies for my friends. They posted it. This is before I had a YouTube channel or anything. They posted it on Twitter and Instagram. Then other people found out, and they started saying, "Can you do me? Can you do me?" And I was like, "Well, I have a friend. Metal Jesus was my friend before I did YouTube. So I was like, well, and he's kind of he was the one who was like, dude, you should have your own YouTube channel." So I was like, well, I can use my YouTube channel when I first started I was like, me doing it for you, which will take way too long. I'll show you what I do. So that's when my YouTube channel kind of got started. Was like, here's how to change the graphics. Here's how to change the colors. Here's how to change the text.
Okay.
And that was pretty much it. And also just make kind of something fun for, to bring to conventions, or the perfect. I've had wedding proposals. I've made games that were, when you save Princess on Super Mario Brothers, the text changes to "Will you marry me?" kind of stuff. So
that's fucking cool, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been kind of fun. It's super time consuming. It's kind of how I got started, was just because someone on the internet said, well, why don't you make it?
It was a dare.
That's how it started.
All right, fine.
And look at what they started.
That's right. You get a double dog dare me? Come on now.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious.
And now I can see in some of your videos where you recommend some titles that were that weren't known or not talked about much. And then you could show me Cobra Triangle and remind me of how hard that game is and how no one should talk about Cobra Triangle.
Oh my goodness. Are we back?
Pretty rough. I love it.
I had it.
It's still a fun game, and I still play it. But yeah,
I had a Game Genie.
Yeah.
No, I had a Game Genie that had infinite energy, and I got to the boss, and he would break the game and make me lose my lives. He would hit me once, and I would die with infinite energy. I was like, "This is the cheesiest
That's
game
like Buy a Billy. It's
ever
like the
seen.
cheap. It's mad cheap.
ever
Mad
seen."
cheap. Yeah.
But there's some titles. There's definitely some titles in there that you reminded me of that we did play. So we do share that in common. Like Action Fighter, nobody talked about, and I was like, I'm like the only person in the world who
I
plays
think you
that.
are. I think you are.
The fake Spy Hunter, which is I like it better than Spy Hunter, but no one knows about Action Fighter. Come on. But as you see with my shirt I got on here with Zillion, that's one of my all-time favorites too.
Oh,
and
love it.
and you said you didn't know what to the Nintendo counterpart, which would be pretty much like, I mean, you said what was it? It was Metal Gear, but I would say it was more like a Metroid-ish type game for the in that time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was
The
an
first one's
interesting.
better than the second one. It's
Definitely.
It's one of those weird games.
Oh,
Zillion is way better than Zillion 2.
Yeah, it's a different game completely. But
Yeah.
and you had Fax Xanadu in there. That's your
Fasanadu.
Oh, love it. Oh, yeah.
Fasanadu.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well, I mean, that's just love to see what other games are out there. Because, I mean, everybody played Mega Man and Contra or, Castlevania and all that. But it's like, I didn't have a lot of games growing up. I rented a ton of them.
Yep.
And worked out a deal with my local video game store where I could help fix. And it was mostly cleaning, just like with my open cart surgery videos. It's all cleaning. And in return, they'd give me free rentals.
Perfect.
So it was like, I would just end up playing literally every game they had. I'd try it, whether I think I would like it or not. I was surprised a lot of the times. And of course, when emulators came out, then I was like, even when people were on this Super Nintendo, PlayStation, Nintendo 64, I was still going back to playing all these old NES games, EB games at the time, Software, etc. They were liquid or NES stock. So I just started buying up all these games that I could. And I got a copy of Bucky O'Hare for the NES. It still has a $5 price sticker right on the label.
Wow,
That's
Bucky
expensive.
So it's like,
I rented that.
I remember that.
I don't have as much of my old collection as I used to, but yeah, it was fun to see what all is out there. And now that gamers today that they really love the Nintendo stuff, but they're like, oh, where did I love Breath of the Wild, but where did Legend of Zelda come from? Like, what were the first Mario games? Like, if this is this is Mario now, but where did it come from? It's just like it's this weird cycle of so I run into people at video game conventions who are just now getting into retro gaming, who are maybe they're 20 or 30 years old themselves. I mean, sometimes people are like my age or even older who just want to like, hey, I just found this old ColecoVision with a bunch of games for $20 or whatever. But yeah, so it's so cool to see even kids who are like 15, 16 years old, they're whatever clone Nintendo design if it works out all right, and then just kind of grab these old cart-based games.
Yeah, that's the mini system.
Just to see what we grew up with.
Yeah.
It gets all the people to show
I
their
love
kids
it.
like what they used to play.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of people
Yeah.
was like, yeah, we're playing Final Fantasy, 3, showing them what it's like, and they end up liking it.
And they get an understanding
Yeah.
of that old school difficulty in games, man. Like that. That's
Yep.
Jeez.
Oh my God, the level grinding.
there
Yeah.
is nothing like old school difficulty.
The classic world
Well-
Tetris champion right now. He's 17, I think. 17 or 18.
Yeah, broke the game. Plays it
I think
completely
so.
different.
Yeah.
Lord, man, hopefully he doesn't win 3 million because it'll be ruined. Life will be ruined.
Wow.
I think it was like 5,000 or something like that, or 10,000.
His life will be ruined.
But it wasn't, it wasn't that much. But yeah, no, I got it.
Yeah.
That's cool to see, though.
Absolutely.
Retro
You guys
gaming,
see-
I
Yeah.
don't think will die.
You had a post on your Instagram that had the Sakura gummy candy. And that reminded me of this commercial. And if you remember this commercial, I think I showed you guys. And it's it's like a bunch of commercials they put together. And the dude is
yeah.
like the chick is eating like this little piece of gum.
Oh, don't even
And
start
then-
on that. I don't even want to
And
talk
then-
about
and then
that. I don't
she's
even want to
looking-
talk about that.
And then she's looking at the other dude and he's like, long, man.
I remember
Yo,
that.
I was
yes.
crying. When I first saw that commercial, I was crying. And I watched like it's like 20 minutes of commercial. And I saw that a long time ago. But
Great.
that post
It was
with you
so
with the gum
good.
just reminded me of that. It was the best thing ever. So I thank you for putting
Yeah.
that post up because that
Oh, my
is a
pleasure.
memory right there.
Yeah, as soon as I saw those, I knew exactly what they were. So I had to buy a lot. I was in LA for E3. That's when I found those. So
It's one of the funniest commercials ever made.
it really is.
John, are you more of a Sony, a Sega, Nintendo guy? Like, what's your what's close to your heart when it comes?
I would be lying if I didn't say I loved Nintendo. Yeah, that's what I grew up. I mean, I grew up with Pong. I had the 2600. I didn't get an NES until like after Mario 2. So I think I got my NES probably 1989 or so.
Okay.
And then during the console wars, I also had a Sega Genesis, and then I was the only kid in my school that I knew of that had a 16.
Yeah.
It was just video games were a passion of mine. So I had I had all the above if I could. So I had all those, and I just go through, just like I go through phases now. I'd go through phases where it's like, man, I'm playing nothing but, we start playing a Sega Genesis game and it reminds you of something else. And it's like, oh man, this game came out, I gotta grab that too. And then after a while, you move on to the NES or the Super Nintendo. Or I was a huge fan of the TurboGrafx 16 at the time, just because it was different. It was just like its own thing. Mm-hmm. So now currently, I mean, I go back and forth between. I play a lot of Switch, probably more Switch than anything else. I love my PlayStation 4. I do VR gaming too. Like I have a PSVR, I have an Oculus Quest. But I mean, I have an Xbox One. I don't play it as much. Like all the games I had on Xbox One, they have for the Switch now.
Yeah, not many people play the Xbox One.
You hear that, Chalk? You hear that?
Chalk is mad angry.
Everybody's on the Switch right now.
That's
though.
all.
That's a common thing right now.
I got my Xbox One in a trade. Like somebody was just like, I got one. I don't need this one. Maybe he got the S.
John, you could be honest. You needed a door stopper, and you're like, all right, how much is this Xbox One?
Yeah.
You need an HDMI cable.
No,
there you go.
I like it quite a bit. I really do. Like I said, I love the Xbox One. all the games that I was glad I had one when like Thimbleweed Park came out, because I was a huge fan of that point and click adventure style.
Oh,
but they brought it out for PlayStation 4 and Switch. And then of course when Cuphead came out, I was all over it.
Cuphead.
I got it
on Switch.
I got it on Switch now. So outside of Replay,
Ori, Willow of Wisp.
I don't play it. I play
Oh, that's where he was.
So it's it's just one of those. I like having one, but I don't play it. I probably haven't turned it on in about a year. I haven't turned it on since maybe a month after Cuphead. But I played more of my Switch than anything, and then PlayStation 4, mostly like VR stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Well, you know what? We also share something in common with him. He's also a wrestling fan, and he's also a Willow fan.
Oh, you're a Willow fan?
Greatest movie of all time.
I fucking love Willow, man.
Speaking of wrestling, RetroSoft Studios is in the chat.
RetroSoft again. What's good, RetroSoft?
What's up, man?
And they said that they're big fans of John Riggs.
Oh, dude.
Nice.
Yeah. I was able to play a preview of their new game coming out soon. At Too Many Games last year, they had a little demo set up, and Tommy Dreamer was there too, which is cool. A big fan of him. I'm an old school ECW fan, so cool meeting him in real life. I mean it plays straight up. I mean, I grew up in the arcades playing WWF WrestleFest. And this game is the straight up sequel to it, man. It's just I can't wait for it. And I don't know if he wants me to say this out loud. I'm going to say it anyway because I'm part of this podcast and I've already had a couple of these in my system. But no, and he made it, and they posted it officially too on their Twitter. I didn't want to say anything unless they talked about it. But this wrestling game, there's licensed wrestlers. You got the BWO, you got the Road Warriors in there. It was originally going to be a YouTube wrestling game, and he reached out to me saying, "You want to be in this wrestling game?" I was like, "Yeah, that's cool." And then later on, that's when they were like, "Oh, actually, we can license wrestlers." And I was like, "You'll sell a lot more copies."
The special.
I know. I saw that post. I saw that Twitter post where it was supposed to be YouTubers. I'm like, "Yo, level 857 could be like DX. Like, what's good, man? It's like 5 of us. Like, come on, man.
Gotta have that special code.
Yeah, what's good, man?"
Maybe put me in as an audience member or something like that. I mean, we'll see. But I'm looking. There's a lot of wrestling games that are coming out so you don't have to don't rely on WWF or don't rely on WWE to make a good wrestling game. Battlegrounds looks okay. I know it doesn't. Kind of like I think
Chuck said no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Did he thought he got those to a shark?
I loved all. But I'd rather have that kind of arcade style than that kind of the last few wrestling.
What's your favorite?
Almost like paper rock scissors.
What's your favorite wrestling game all time?
The favorite wrestling game of all time is Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 for the import Nintendo 64.
Really?
It came out between WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy. It's the same Aki engine, so it plays like No Mercy.
Okay.
But you can choose which maneuver, like you edit which moves make blood or knock them out, and it's a whole level. There's like you can do you can do a suit fighter in there, so like a grappling move would just drop you in a fighting stance, and you can do like these multiple hit combos. And then of course in the Fire Pro, I love the Fire Pro games too. Any of the Fire, I've probably played more Fire Pro Wrestling S 6-man Scramble on the Sega Saturn than any other game ever.
Interesting.
You know, we've never played a Fire Pro.
Yeah, we never played the. I mean,
No,
my favorite's obviously No Mercy or 2K14. But like, yeah, as it keeps going on, they keep going further away from what people like and the simplicity and
arcade,
that fun style that anybody can pick up and just do the moves of their characters and stuff.
It got me excited about playing a wrestling game because I haven't been excited about it.
Oh, retro! So yeah.
I haven't been.
That looks fun
excited.
as hell. Yeah, that looks very fun.
I was like,
I bought Fire Pro Wrestling for the PS4 and got home. I looked at it and I looked up reviews on it and I was like, simulation. You gotta watch. You're watching these people fight, and I didn't want to open it. I said, "You're going back.
Yeah,
I can't open.
Go back to the
It
store.
looks like there's too much time I got to invest in this. I'm not.
That's why you got to do research, man. You
No, I know.
You got to get on YouTube.
That's
check
why
it
I didn't
out.
open it because I didn't know how to play it. And it just
Well,
looked
you
like
be
it was
looking
gonna
for ways
awesome.
to cheat too.
It'll be cheaper now than it was. So there you go. You save some money that way by not playing it yet. It's not a simulation. It's an easy. The Fire Pro games have been around since like the PC Engine days.
Oh, I remember.
And super easy controls where you just like there's like a weak, medium, strong, and depending on what button you hit is a different kick or punch or suplex if you lock up. But it's all you can't button mash. Like you lock up and then right when you lock up. That's when you have to hit your button to do something, and so it's all timing based. But as soon as you get the rhythm down,
yeah, I would like
great.
to try it out. I've never tried it out, and everyone raves about it.
Yeah.
So I
but
mean,
when I looked it up, I was like,
the
"What
best.
is this?"
don't listen to people, man. They be lying about.
They were
shit.
crazy. It was like I
Yeah.
spent 7 days hooking up my character to have the special moves perfect, and then we'd sit there and watch them for hours. I'm like, no, I don't want this. But
Ooh.
yeah, now that I hear it, now I might have to try it out.
John Ray, favorite wrestler,
yeah,
all time.
all time. My go-to all time is Jake the Snake Roberts.
Jake the Snake.
Did you see what he just
just
did
by-
last week in AEW? he was over Cody Rhodes' wife.
Just by nature of.
It was odd.
Just by, I mean, I hadn't watched it yet. Just by nature of just his, because he didn't have to do top rope. I mean, I love watching people like the high flyers and all that. I love all that, but just, I mean, he didn't have to raise his voice. He wasn't all like yelling and spitting and screaming into a microphone. He just walked in, with a dad bod and just talked.
He walked
just
in
talked
with
right
a
into the microphone.
dad bod.
Man, listen, and I'm telling you, he
psychology. He had
caught
the
my
psychology.
attention the whole time.
No, he was one of those guys
was
that's
intriguing.
in his character. He was just in this character. Like
He
that
still
was
is.
that was his guy, and you don't have to change that character forever because he played it perfectly.
He still plays
You don't have to change it to somebody
Yeah.
else. That's who he was.
As old as he is, he's still pulling off this.
Right.
No, he still is. Still is, man. Jake the Snake is dope.
Still the guy.
He's got that smooth voice, man. He's the shit.
Yeah, he just was. I mean, he just was. I mean, just like with the it's like, man, he is the Undertaker.
Yeah, you can't change.
I mean,
Can't
just like
ever
Jake Roberts
change.
is, you can say Roberts can't change it. So
Did you watch the last ride?
Biker Taker?
yeah,
couple people in the chat have questions. RetroSoft Studios was asking if you had the 6-player tap for the Saturn, and Radical Reggie says Super Smash
love
Brothers is whack compared to.
Yo, I'm getting tired of Radical Reggie hating on Smash Brothers. I'm getting tired of it. Every single damn chat, he's always got to hate on Smash Brothers. I'm getting tired of you, Reggie. Getting tired of you.
Oh, no.
You're just throwing down the gauntlet right there.
Tired of him.
I during my Saturn heyday when I was really playing 6-man scramble all the time, like with my friends and everything. At that time, yes, I had a 6-player tab. So we would, I was still living at my parents' house at the time because that's how old I was. So so we would just, cram me and 5 of my other friends together. It was usually the same people. One person might interchange here and there. But yeah, we would do 6-player wrestling almost every night until the sun came up. And we did that. I mean, I worked, odd hours, so worked out pretty well.
Do it on TurboGrafx 16 though.
TurboGrafx 16.
That's 6-player. I think it was 6-player or 5.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad though.
Yeah,
that wrestling game was bad.
Saturn had the 6-player.
They had 8-player.
Yeah, I mean, I know I at least had 2.
They had the Bomberman.
I mean, I never had the multi. Never had the multi-tab for the TurboGrafx 16, unfortunately. Or the PC.
That Saturn Bomberman was serious.
So I didn't play those ones until later. Scram was my first Fire Pro game, which is probably why I love it so much. But then, I mean, the Dreamcast one's great. The PlayStation 1 import's great. The one from the PlayStation 4, it's better in all these other ways, but I wish they'd go back to, because it used to be with 6-Man Scramble, these other earlier Fire Pro games, is they didn't license the wrestlers, so it's just like the bootleg version of them. You knew who it was. Yeah, or you could just make your own. And the cool thing with Fire Pro for the PlayStation 4 is there's a huge community where you go to their website. Once you log in with your PlayStation credentials, you go to their website and say like, yep, I want AJ Styles, I want Kane, I want whoever. And then when you fire up your game, it'll automatically load them up. So you already have all.
Awesome.
That's cool, man.
Remember the dude was at the store and he got hyped when he picked Red Rooster, the Japanese dude?
Oh, jeez.
There we go.
He was so
Red
hyped.
Rooster.
Yeah, he was so hyped to pick the Red Rooster. I was like, dude, that's not Japanese wrestling. Why are you getting hyped over him? It was hilarious though. Versus The Undertaker and Fire Pro for Super Nintendo.
That's right. Too funny.
That's terrible. Red Rooster, really? Damn.
Red Rooster.
But if you were to recommend one of those to get, since we can play all of them, which one?
Oh, I mean, the PlayStation 4 version is the easiest to grab now, for sure, just because it's available. I mean, it's out there right now. You can probably find it used for cheap.
Right.
Because even when it was brand new, it was cheap. So, I mean, just because it's more modern, and it does have that tie-in with New Japan Pro Wrestling at the time. The game came out before AEW.
Yeah.
So this game has Cody. It already has Kenny Omega. It has the Young Bucks in there. But again, you can just go online and just, because before we'd spend up all night, creating our own wrestlers. We couldn't just download them. This one, in lieu of doing that, I would just go online and say, okay, cool. I want to get, here's, all these other, but they're all fan made. So they're not licensed, but, these people who have been playing these games for years, know how to create these characters and know how to create, what their finisher should be. Some of them go through with their AI too. So like if you're not playing as them, they will wrestle as they would if they're, as a computer opponent and all that. So you can really fine tweak it to make it to your advantage.
I'm curious to see. I've never played any of them. I'm very curious to see how it is because
I'm sure they do better than 2K.
Because 2K's been fucking up a lot so bad lately, and it's just
the creative players are better than what they do.
The only thing that's weird about this one, unlike every other wrestling game, is you have a breathe button. Like the more stuff you do, the more you run around, the more tired you get. So you have to like breathe to stand still and just kind of get your breath back. If you don't, then you're kind of on lockdown. You're just like all huddled over and you can't move. So
it's like
if they come up
bar,
to you,
essentially.
It's but you don't see it. You only see it by their facial reaction or how they walk.
I'm curious.
But
I'm curious.
The fun part is you can break their bones too, or you can if you do something compared to like depending on who they are, sometimes it's only like if it's their finisher, it's called critical. Sometimes a lot of times it's their finisher, but sometimes if they're like a power striker, you can punch someone, it'll just say critical, and then they just kind of like go down for the count and they can't get back up. They're like in a huddled mass of nonsense. Or if you break their arm, they'll stand back up, but their arm's broken, so they're walking around without their moving arm and everything. It's hilarious when it happens. It doesn't happen too often, but it's cool.
I'm so curious about this game.
Yeah, you've intrigued us to try this out.
Yeah. We might have to venture into this because we had 2K19, which we played a lot, and 2K20 they destroyed.
If only a certain game would be released like pretty soon, like a wrestling game would come out pretty soon. That would be awesome.
It's a retro style type of game.
A retro style, retro inspired.
Like we can
get
a
retro Mania type of thing.
Yeah,
we can get a date on that, for pre-order or something.
It'll be out soon.
That would be nice, right?
We won't even have to mess with this other wrestling game.
It'll be ready when it's ready.
Tim Allen has another question. He wanted to know if anyone has played Risk of Rain 2 for Switch.
I have
Risk of
not.
Rain.
I haven't played that. I haven't played either of them.
That sounds familiar.
Risk
though.
of
Sorry to say.
Risk of Rain.
I
He
remember.
said it's a pretty good shooter.
I remember it. It's
I
the
think it
first
was.
person. It was
From the eShop?
yeah, it was on eShop.
Is it like
That we saw?
cartoony?
We saw the
It was a trailer. It didn't
Yeah.
really tell you much about the game though. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard of the title, but I haven't played it, unfortunately.
It didn't look like something I was gonna really mess with, but it looked okay.
Real quick disclaimer though, on the eShop, just to anybody out there who has a game coming out on the eShop, make sure you have a trailer.
They might have to pay more
There's
to
so
put
many-
the trailer up though.
Well, I don't know what it is.
Or how
but-
about this? How about this? Have a good thought out trailer. 'Cause
Yeah.
some of them are crap trailers.
Yes.
Like the sound will drop out. They'll end at the
Yeah,
wrong time,
yeah.
and it's like I don't have anything to work with. Really. Like,
I mean,
don't really have anything
we
to talk
try.
about.
We want to put your game on our channel and try to like expose your game to people that don't know anything about it.
You gotta have a trailer.
If you have if you don't have a trailer, it's not going to go on our channel.
Yo,
We're not
this
going
beer is going
you know.
through me, man. Jesus.
Retrosoft Studios typed in all caps, "I'm working on it," with several exclamation
Oh,
points.
there you go. See,
There
thank
you
you.
go.
several.
There you go.
Good. Thank you.
We're holding out. We're not gonna buy the other wrestling game. We're
No,
waiting for this.
Well, they're still announcing new wrestlers all the time too. I mean, it's a work in progress.
have
And
to
they're
put the
still.
YouTubers
I mean,
in.
it was
I
pretty.
mean, you could put it. You could
It was
make
pretty
it. You
good
can
what
create a
they had.
teaser just to something. You know, just something.
Yeah, there you go.
But
There's gonna be an early demo version of the YouTubers in it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
An early demo playthrough
Yeah.
of just
Yeah.
the YouTube.
I think all they had was they had the concept art. I don't think they actually got as far as actually programming programming anyone in there.
They'll let us know.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah.
Maybe as DLC or something. We'll see.
No, they're watching every podcast so they can get us from every angle so they can put level 857 in the
Yeah.
game.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that
they're
it?
trying to get
Are you
everything.
trying to deep
Okay.
fake us?
So, yeah,
It's illegal, you know.
yeah. They're gonna make us say things we're
Too
not.
funny.
We never said.
Hey, so if Reggie's still in the chat, we want to hear like a embarrassing story you guys had.
No.
What's the stupidest thing Reggie's done?
Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Oh, I could tell you.
Oh.
Oh, spill it.
No, it's his story to tell,
Okay.
but he has a story about how he put his Sega CD in his backpack, but the backpack wasn't zipped up all the way, and he started running away. And yeah, I mean, that's
right.
again, that's his story to tell. But I've heard him tell that a couple of times at
Oh,
conventions.
we'll get
It
him
was
to
like-
tell us then.
It always gets a man. It was
I already feel it.
audience reactions.
I already feel it. I didn't even hear.
I want to
the
hear
whole
that.
story.
All right, we'll get him to tell us that story.
Yeah, that sounds like a.
Yes.
That's
On the run. All right.
That's it.
Anybody else got any more questions? 'Cause we
Well-
can talk about all this stuff.
Well,
all day.
I know that says Summer Game Fest, and I know we mentioned that for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, we got to the point.
Yeah, well,
We just want to know if
There hasn't been a whole lot announced yet. It's just I'm looking. Yeah, well, and, I guess we could. Not that I'm running the podcast, but we can close the podcast by talking about what do we hope they're going to announce for the Summer Game Fest 2020.
Yeah, what
here.
do you hope?
Wait, we just got some exclusive information from Retrosoft Studios.
Oh,
boy,
another more
here we go.
exclusive, more exclusive.
more
Here we go.
exclusive. Okay, here we go.
Choco
It's
is
just
going to
in.
be an Xbox exclusive for Retromania. What?
No,
No,
that is not happening. Retro
That's
is
not
lying.
happening,
Y'all
not-
lying.
no,
wait,
Big
come on,
Choco
guys,
is not
wait,
going to be
wait.
exclusive
it's
for
not coming out for
anything.
Xbox.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Exactly.
It's okay. My rise to stardom is on the way. It's
Xbox
okay.
ain't getting no games.
You're already in like Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Wow.
Yeah, coach.
Cut that man's mic off.
Oh boy.
It'll be an Amico exclusive.
Yeah,
Oh man.
Exactly.
Six will be.
I'll be the ref. I can be the ref.
It'll be the ref.
As long as I can interact and suplex everyone.
Wow.
Speaking of Punch Out, I want to see Punch Out be like remastered or just brought out to the Switch.
You always say that all the
Yeah,
time.
I
I have to because
You say that like
somebody's
every
gonna listen to
every,
this.
every podcast.
Somebody's
You say
gonna
that.
listen to this and
Listen,
be like, "Yeah,
we
you're
need
right."
We need a Mike
LG
Tyson
857
Punch Out
is right.
since he's trying to come back.
I'm trying to see what John wants to see
I'm sorry
for
Yes.
Summer Game Fest.
You're
What's
correct,
he
you're
looking
right.
forward to?
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, I can never predict things. Everything I think I know, something else will always happen. So I'm along for the ride, just like everyone else. So it's like I try not to predict. I try not to say, "Oh, wouldn't be cool if this happened." And then of course when it happens, it'll be, "Oh, I told you so," or it's just like, "Ah, that's not what I asked for, but I'll take it." So man, I can't I can't even predict anything. Of course, I'm of the age where it's just like it's hard to invest in a new IP.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to see them just remake or remaster. You know, as like with Tony Hawk, where it's just like, oh, cool, that's already familiar, and it's not a weird investment of time. Like back in the day, I'd play everything. But when I used to work at a video store. I could play everything. When I was in college, I could play everything when I wasn't in class. But now I got a full-time job, I got a part-time job, I got 3 kids, I got a kid with special needs. So now it's just like, man, do I want to invest time in a game that I may or may not even like? But if it's a game that I've already played and I can play it all over again, like how many times so far I've bought in every copy of Shadow of the Colossus that come out.
Quite a few.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if they come out with like something like the wrestling game, I'm down for those because I can just pick them up and play them and. I don't have to go through this weird storyline. Anytime anymore now, like with Final Fantasy VII, like when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, when Spider-Man came out, I was just like, I want to play this game, but I don't know if I'm going to have time to do all the side quests. So I just marathoned it over the weekend and just play and beat the game and get it over with. Cool. I beat the game. I saw the story. I saw the ending. Now I can go back and do all the side quest stuff. So I'm kind of at that level. I mean, I'll check out Cyberpunk when it comes out. I still haven't seen any spoilers for Last of Us 2, but I'm just still like, I played the first one. It was cool. I mean, I don't think it was much to write home about, but I thought it was cool. I liked it. But, I'm okay with, especially when the games first come out, I can wait until they're cheap.
Right. Yeah.
It's usually the smartest way to do it.
Yeah. No, the backlog is real.
That's probably the best way to do it.
Yes.
Because, things will drop in price eventually because the backlog is always serious for everybody. And, every game nowadays is like 25 to 40 hours.
Well, it's cool to have a game with no narrative.
Rough.
Like, somebody can't ruin it right away.
Streets of Rage 4 is perfect for this. You can just pick that shit up.
Yeah.
You pick it up,
loved it.
You knock it out, you have the dope music, the awesome action, and you're done.
Right.
You don't spend longer than an hour and a half if you're trying to beat the entire game. Me, I just play a stage with my favorite music on it and just like knock it out. And Streets of Rage 4 is perfect.
Hunt Down was good.
Just the art gallery.
Oh my god, the art.
I got the art book.
we were sitting down. Remember, we were looking at the
they did
extras.
they did a good art.
Oh, their art is ridiculous.
The fact that they put the 16-bit with the new art and then like the stuff that's not in the game. Like, wait. What, that character's not even in the game.
Yeah,
here.
It's so amazing.
So it's safe to say you're not going to be playing Red Dead Redemption 2?
It's already done with that.
I played that and I tried to run through the game.
No.
I did like maybe one side mission. I tried to just run through the game and it took me 96 hours.
Yeah.
It was insane.
That's quick.
I did no side missions. I'm like, what the heck?
Too short.
I did a mission and I looked at my the mission percentage and it was like 1% every mission I did. I said,
people are putting over 200 hours in Animal Crossing. Like it's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what your game is. Like everybody has their own thing. Like I'm a Fire Emblem guy. I'm a Fire Emblem psycho. I put 270 into Fire Emblem Three Houses. I put 270 fucking hours into that game because I enjoy it. I love Fire Emblem. I love strategy role playing games. Shining Force, all those. I love them.
That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time. More time than any game I've ever played. Probably.
That's a lot.
I think like 100 hours is the most.
Actually, you know what? There's no ticker for Shining Force 3, so I might have more hours in that game.
Probably.
So
that's an older game.
Yeah. I probably have more hours in that game. But on our podcast, we always talk about games we want remastered, remade, or whatever. Is there any game in particular that if you see remastered or remade, you're gonna completely lose your mind? Like, oh my fucking god, they actually did it.
Oh my god, it'd be Star Tropics.
Oh, yeah, we were actually talking about that recently.
Well, I see the picture right behind you.
Yeah.
No, that's right. Yeah, this guy here.
I'm surprised they haven't done anything with that.
That's true.
No, it just wasn't popular in Japan. So all we got was like the trophy in I think Melee, and then we got a reference in the new Animal Crossing, which was cool. I mean, there's always going to be games like, I would love to see a 3D platformer of Little Nemo the Dream Master, but because it has that license behind it, it ain't going to happen. Yeah. Especially for the Summer Game Fest. I mean, right now, it's always like, what's Nintendo going to talk about now? They hyped up Animal Crossing for a year. It's out, and now it's like, okay, and now all the Nintendo stuff is like, well, we got, Clubhouse 51 games coming out soon, which is cool. I have it for the DS. I mean, they're bringing back Wii Bowling because of it, in a way. but they don't have that solid AAA title that they're going to plug. So I mean, hopefully, if anything, they'll finally say, "Hey, here's some actual gameplay of Metroid Prime 4." Here's hoping. But outside of that, man, I don't know what Nintendo's next thing that they're going to promote is. If anything, hopefully it's if they do the Mario remakes. I'll take those over anything.
Yeah,
right
a lot
now.
of people.
Although they're doing it kind
a lot of people are waiting for those because
Galaxy.
of the leaks.
I want to see the Galaxy.
TNC Surf designs for the summer, man. That's awful game.
Because they were talking about it was like Mario 3D World, like on its own cart, and then another one would have like Mario 64 and Mario Galaxy or something. I don't know.
I want to see that.
Yeah, which is like, oh man, like I'd much rather them do Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on the same cart.
Yeah, a lot of people think
Definitely.
Yeah, and
I don't
then
think they'll put anything on the
and
same
then something else.
The Nintendo.
Yeah.
I think Galaxy 1 and 2 would be on the same. I
think
can't
they
see
do
them separately.
You think they do a new All Stars? That's the only time they've ever put games together like that.
I don't think they'll do it All Stars. I think it's Mario 64. I think it's Galaxy 1 and 2, and I think it's either Sunshine or the 3D World.
I think it's going to be all separate, all $40.
Wow.
It's Nintendo. They're gonna charge you.
Wow.
I can see that. I can see that with 3D World because I mean they're redoing all the Wii U games because like Wii U, I mean it sold what it did, but I mean it proves that you can just put it on the Switch and people will buy it again, and I'll buy it again. I love
3D World should sit by itself.
So, it should, but yeah, put Galaxy 1 and 2 together, and I would be okay with even if they did like the portable versions that like Super Mario Land, 1, 2, and even 3D Land or something for that came out with the 3DS. Yeah. And if you put all those in a cart, I mean, even if they're digital only, man, I'd be all over it.
Yeah, you're right.
You do a Mario 64 redone.
Yep.
Put a little co-op in there so you could actually say, hey, it's way different than the original. So now you could pay that $40. You put Galaxy 1 and 2 together in their one thing, and then you put 3D World together, and you get 40, 40, 40. Boom. Done.
Yeah.
Done.
We gotta have Sunshine also.
And then Sunshine. And then there's
like
Sunshine.
Oh, you don't need to put Sunshine in there.
Sunshine seems
If
like
you could put 64, like put Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine.
Yes, that would make sense. Okay. That makes sense.
I get behind
that.
that.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Separate carts.
And do a multiplayer like you were talking about. I mean, because the like Mario 64 for the DS was multiplayer.
Right.
Yep.
So we could rock that. Yeah, I'm down. And then even give it a new stage. Give it the new Donk City stage.
Yeah.
With that song. That song. I love that song, man. That song is amazing. You always be hating on that song, man. That shit's amazing.
Near Donkey Kong level.
No.
You're such a hater.
Bring it back.
That
Bring it
song
back.
is amazing. I love
That song
it.
is good.
It's a great
Puts
song.
me in a good mood.
It's a catchy song.
It really is. Thank you.
super
See, I
catchy.
appreciate
No,
it.
It's
it
not
is.
bad. It's not bad.
That's right. Soundtrack's not as good as Galaxy, but it's good.
Yeah.
Are you a Smash Brothers guy or no?
I love the universe. I don't play competitively, but I have played it online, and I went through and I beat the game. I mean, I played it more for fun. I'm not a competitive gamer is my thing. So going back to earlier when we were talking about the eSports and stuff like that, I'd be more a coach. I'd be the just like in high school when you like everybody in high school had the plus size gym coach where you're like, who are you telling me what to do when you're I'd be that guy, I'd be telling them what to do. It's like I can't beat you, but I'll tell you how to play the game. And that's most coaches are like that.
Yeah.
Like football coaches. They don't need to play football. They know how to, they're the
They have
chess
the mind
masters
for it.
and-
They have the mind for it.
Yeah, exactly.
cool.
So I'd be that guy. So it's like I can tell you how to play the game, but man, don't play against me because that's a losing battle for me.
Well, they recently announced one of the ARMS characters as their first character in the DLC pack 2. But I want you to make a prediction. I want you to predict the one after that.
What would you
Man,
like to see?
Yeah, who do you think needs to be in Smash Brothers that is not in there right now
That you would like to see.
that you would like to see in the game?
It's funny because with ARMS, I mean ARMS is already an assist trophy.
That's the funny part.
Yeah.
So that's the funny. So I mean, so there's that chance that Waluigi might make it.
See, now I'm glad you brought that up because that's opening up a whole bunch of possibilities because they're like, hey, all right, Springman, who's the main guy in ARMS,
right.
he's an assist trophy.
Is
and
every
now
one of them are? Are all of them an assist trophy?
no, just the Springman.
Just the Springman,
So now people are saying, yeah, Springman, and now they're saying as their other outfits will be different characters.
Well, it might not be.
That which makes sense. You get Spring Girl or Ribbon Girl or whatever, and you get.
So depending on how that goes, if he is,
It'll probably be Ribbon Girl.
if the assist trophy makes it as a main character, that opens up Knuckles, Alucard,
Nope.
Waluigi. It opens up
All
a
the assist
whole bracket of characters that everybody wants in the game.
Going by what we were saying, remember this was our wish list. The assist trophy pack.
You know what I'm saying? Like the assist trophy.
If they did that,
Zero is not a character in the game. How is Zero not a
doesn't make
character in the
sense.
game?
Yeah.
How is Alucard not a... Come on,
yeah.
man.
No, it doesn't make
It
sense.
should be.
Come
for
on,
sure.
especially Alucard. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Alucard.
Was it Konami time? Absolutely. And they already have Simon.
Yeah,
Simon and
man.
Rick.
He's in Bloodstained. He
Gaiden.
can't be in it.
He's not in the plus thing.
He is in Bloodstained.
Ninja Gaiden.
I'm just saying Ryu Hayabusa needs to be in the game. That's all I'm saying. Give me
There
the
you go.
soundtrack. Give me the soundtrack. Give me the ninja.
Master Chief.
Oh yeah,
And
dude.
that's it.
Yeah, totally.
And give me the double dragons, and I'm good.
Oh shit! I forgot about Double Dragons. Yes.
That's all.
And
And Beautiful Joe.
Beautiful Joe would be
Oh
dope.
shoot!
He'd be dope.
He would work. He would work.
They're all
Actually,
good
really
choices. Those don't give me any more Kirby characters. No more Pokemon characters.
yeah, no more Fire Emblem.
I actually like Fire Emblem,
Yeah,
no
but they don't need
No,
any
but
more.
there's
They
too
have
many
like
characters
8
already.
or 9 of them,
Yeah,
so they don't
there's
need
way
any
too-
more
Yeah, the
Fire
whole
Emblem
game's
way
characters.
too many.
Yeah, you're
But I
good.
guarantee I'll be honest. If they announce another Fire Emblem character, I'd be like, yes, okay. I'd be mad happy. I ain't go front.
They bring out a side game with just those characters. I'm surprised they didn't.
I'm
spin-off game?
surprised
Yeah.
they didn't like nice 20 characters.
a,
Fire Emblem.
a spin-off
Yo.
game. What if they did a
Nintendo.
spin-off game with just the assist trophies? Let me They could do it. But there's enough of
Give me
them.
some Guardian Heroes characters,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
There you go.
Wow. Could you imagine?
Something. I mean, well, if they're going Sega, they'll probably do like a Toe Jam and Earl,
Dude.
or they'll do
Oh, that'd be
like
funky.
I don't
What
know.
if Sega did that?
Toe Jam and Earl.
I don't know.
Or from Jim will be
It's hard to say
Or from Jim will be
because everyone's predicting, Steven or whatever from Minecraft.
God.
And everyone's predicting Master Chief.
Master Chief would be good. I
um,
think Master Chief would be good.
I don't know, man.
Just put Crash in.
I mean,
Bomberman.
Put Crash in.
Crash should be in the game. Crash
Just put Crash
should
in
be
and
in
be
the
done.
game.
Bomberman.
Crash. Yeah.
Bomberman is an assist
Bomberman's
trophy.
an assist, I
Bomber's
think.
assist.
But he
Yeah.
should be in the game.
He should be in the game.
Yeah.
He has one attack.
Shovel Knight.
No, he does not.
No.
Well,
has
they brought in
different bombs,
Sans from Undertale, but I mean, Sans is just a
Yeah,
costume.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
He could have different
like,
bombs.
Though I was
and it would-
upset, they made Cuphead a costume.
You look pretty dope.
He looks so good, and he
look pretty
shoots
dope.
with the point. He shoots
Yeah.
with, that looks so good.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
And he's one of the songs from
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
Oh man, listen, I need to talk to
Love it.
Nintendo. We need to get him on a podcast or something.
Nintendo's not a person.
Listen, Nintendo is a person.
I think the right answer is you got to put The Rock in there, or John Cena.
If you had to pick, it
Can't
would
John
Could you
Cena,
imagine a wrestler?
That's
Insane.
it'd have to be Macho Man.
Wins
I
every
think
time.
the internet would blow up if they.
If voices are important, it would have to be the Macho Man, man.
Listen, they modded Macho
Yo,
Man
if they
in
put
the
The Rock
Skyrim.
in that game,
They put
I'm
Macho
done.
Man
I'm
in-
being like a Smash Bros. Professional with The Rock.
No, Macho Man Ultimate Warrior, because Ultimate Warrior had some funny ass quotes, man.
Dude,
This
there was
fucking shit.
an
Oh
Ultimate
my
Warrior type
gosh,
character
yeah.
in Huntdown.
A little bit, yeah,
Remember?
but he didn't
Remember?
sound like him.
He
He didn't
didn't
sound
sound like him, no.
The Macho Man
But
character
he looked
was
like him.
official.
He looked
He
like
had the face paint.
he had the whole.
Man, everything's influenced by wrestling, man. I swear
It's
to God.
true.
I can't believe they didn't put Captain N in the game.
Dude, that'd be a
Yeah.
sleeper.
Wow.
That's a sleeper.
No one knows who that is.
True.
They need to be reminded who that
Captain
is.
N.
He didn't have a game.
Yeah,
He didn't
exactly.
have a
They
game.
do.
He should have some sort of appearance somewhere, man. I'm telling
John,
you.
you should make a repo with Captain and the Game Master.
Good
Yeah.
idea.
That should be.
I've thought about it, and I can't think of a game. I mean, maybe. What was the game I thought? I mean, like, if anything, probably Bucky O'Hare, just because there's multiple characters. You can unlock characters to play as them later. So if anything, maybe that. I mean, it's one of those games I've thought of, but it's like, man, I don't. That'd be an undertaking.
You'd have to make.
It could
You'd
happen.
have to make the green, fat, out of shape Mega Man.
Oh,
You can put stages.
absolutely.
Sounds like he smokes 50 packs a day. Like,
There's got to be a program where you can cut up games and put them together.
Hell yeah.
So you have a Mega Man stage, you got a Metroid stage. And then
That
you got,
Simon Belmont with the tan.
Yeah, each stage,
you know?
one stage.
oh,
each.
dude.
The Mother Brain with that
The blonde
voice.
hair.
Like, come on, man.
Oh, dude.
That
Yeah,
Kid Icarus.
as Audrey too. That's right.
Icus.
And then you
He
get
said
like,
Icus after every freaking word. After
and then you get like a Rolling Thunder and put like Captain N's body on him.
the
I can do
zapper.
that.
That's what he looks like.
I can do Rolling Thunder. I can do Rolling Thunder as Captain
There you
N,
go.
but it's to
Okay.
make all the other characters and everything else. And yeah, that'd be interesting. Though.
Ah,
That'd be fun.
We'll
Hey,
sit
man.
on it. We'll We'll throw some
We'll
ideas out
discuss
there.
it. We'll discuss it.
Yeah.
While
There
we're
we go. Yeah, it's. I mean, the Summer Game Fest. I'm sure we'll see whoever the next character is too for Smash Brothers. Whether it may be a Master Chief or a that one that people keep wanting from like Mario RPG.
Oh, Gino.
Yeah.
I don't know why Gino's so
Gino,
popular.
yeah.
I don't understand it.
Never
You
even
know
heard.
what?
It's. I don't know. I think it just started with someone else and they just kind of went with
Yeah.
it. But I mean, it's hard to. I can't tell. I mean, it could be. I mean, go back to Willow. It could be Mad Mardigan as a
Yes!
sword character from-
Now I
need
like
it.
that.
Crazy.
That I can sign on. Man, Mardigan's badass.
Mad
man.
Mardigan.
Yeah, but I could, well, as a sword character, I could do Strider from Capcom,
That-
or something. We'll see. I mean, it's as always, whatever
They're
whoever
always
they
gonna go
announce.
left
Give me
field
Strider or give me Ryu Hayabusa.
They're gonna
Give
go
me
left
one
music.
or the other.
For the music alone, they need.
Yeah.
Ryu Hayabusa.
I
Yeah.
think they're gonna go left field and
I think
go
Ryu.
none of the above. Like I don't think they're gonna go. They're gonna.
Well, they got
hit
Well,
five
there's
more
five
characters.
left. There's five left.
but they're gonna go with something that nobody even thought of.
One of them.
Always.
One of them will.
Yeah.
One of them will. One of them will be somebody that nobody can guess. They always do that. But I mean, there's some shoe-ins like if Crash Bandicoot's not in there, that's ridiculous. Come on.
Right.
What about Goliath from Gargoyles? That
No.
would be
Goliath. Yo, he busted
left
out
field.
Goliath. Well, he said left field. He's
Yeah, no,
Goliath
left
from
field,
Gargoyles.
man.
The Disney afternoon pack.
Yeah,
Yeah, Disney
Well,
afternoon pack. That would be awesome.
they could
That
do
would be
Sora from Kingdom Hearts. That's another popular
Yeah,
one
he
too.
was very
so it's,
popular.
Yeah.
But the people from Disney were like,
Yeah.
"No, he's not going to be in it." Like they were hating on that.
That's
hardcore,
right.
man.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like,
Well, after part 3,
Terrible.
nobody wants him in anything.
Really?
yeah.
I didn't play any of them, so I'm like, whatever.
Kingdom
Man,
Hearts 2 didn't do that well for people.
let's
Story
yeah.
though. Can't follow it.
As long as I get one of my two, because I mean, there's 80 something characters in the game. I mean, how spoiled are we? Like, I mean, come on, really. But give me Ryu or give me Double Dragons, and I'll be good.
Well, all we can do is wait.
Yep.
Yep.
All we can do is wait, and hopefully all these announcements will get us through the summer while this pandemic is happening, make it interesting. You know?
Yep.
So,
That's it. I agree.
Tim Allen said, "Hello, Kitty."
Hello Kitty Dreamcast, they got it.
Yeah. Never know.
Or
Could happen.
Seaman from Dreamcast.
As a
Yeah,
character,
right.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
That little pixel
Oh,
was in
wow.
the chat.
As a
Wow.
character,
I love Mad Little
As a
Pixel.
character, what the hell would you do?
Oh.
Who just sit
as
there?
an assist trophy, that would be awesome.
Dude, I just want to kill him. I don't
Put me
like
down.
that thing.
No, you just sit there. Be
Put
like,
me down.
I
Put
just
me
want
down.
to stab that thing.
floating around.
I don't
So,
like
John, is there anything that you want to tell people about your channel? What you got coming up?
Man, I don't know. I post literally. I don't have a schedule. I just post whatever I want when I want. It's a hobby of mine, so it's just all fun for me. But as like recently, here's a bunch of games for a specific system that have been pretty popular. I just finished editing one for Super Nintendo, so I have the Super Nintendo. Here's what's coming out now. Here's a bunch of Super Nintendo games that maybe you haven't played before, maybe you haven't even heard of them before. So I have that coming out sooner or later. And I mean, I already have one for like Nintendo 64 import games and like TurboGrafx 16 import games, PC Engine games. So I'll post those whenever. But yeah, other than that, I'm down for if you want to learn how to, like we were talking about repros earlier, like where can we make a Captain N the Game Master Nintendo game?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to beat me to the punch, I have just easy laid out. All the programs I use are free. You can download them right now for free. It's the same stuff that I do to make my own games. So I have a playlist on my channel for here's one video on how to change the game, how to change the graphics, how to change the color, how to change the text. So if you want to make your own Nintendo hacks, and also another playlist on how to put them back onto physical game cartridges. So you can. Do I have one behind me? All right. So like once upon a time, I was watching Bob's Burgers, and I was like, I can make a Burger Time hack on that game. So I made a Bob's Burgers game.
Oh, that's
shit.
awesome.
With the
Oh,
white
that's
cart.
dope.
I
That's
love
So
that
cool,
color.
man.
It's Burger Time, but with the Bob's Burgers characters.
That's
awesome.
Um,
That's cool,
I mean,
man.
I love the game City Connection, old school game where you have to drive the car
I
and all that.
remember
But I was like,
that,
I love that. And I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I made a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles connection. So
With the turtle
you
van.
drive as the party wagon, doing the same thing. And because we were talking about it the other day, I was like, you know what? I could probably put us all in a certain game. So I made a YouTube pro wrestling game.
Oh, I gotta see
Oh,
that.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's awesome,
Where-
man.
So you got, and I was talking to these guys about it. So you got the Game Chasers and Wood from Beat 'em Ups and 8-Bit Eric and Sean Long RGT85, and I'm in there too.
Shit.
That's
So,
awesome.
but it's
That
just
is
it's
cool.
pro wrestling. It's pro wrestling, but it's with us in
That's
it. So
dope.
if you want to make your own of these, it's like you can put yourself in pro wrestling and put it on a card. And what a better birthday gift or Christmas
Yeah.
gift than to say like, hey, I made
I got
this
some
for it.
ideas, man.
So
I bet you do.
I make
I
you
got
angry.
some ideas now.
I put us on the WrestleMania cart
very-
and get you angry.
very very time
I got
consuming.
a roommate that we
that's
that I want to do
Oh
a
gosh.
special cart for.
Oh no.
Anyway.
Well, if you need help, hit me up. I can certainly walk you through it.
We'll keep in touch, man. I'm gonna pick
sure.
your brain, man. I gotta find out.
Always. I'm always
Yeah.
around.
All right, man. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Like I said,
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
like I said, thank you for your
Thank
time.
you so much for your time,
Thanks a
John.
lot,
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, no, yeah. My pleasure.
Hopefully
Thank
your
you.
dinner is not burned.
Nah, it's low and slow, so the longer it's in there, the better it's going to be.
Okay. All right.
All right, man. Enjoy.
Well,
it.
thanks again, man. Thank you so
brother.
much for taking time out to see us, man. Hope you
For
stay
sure, man.
safe.
And feel free to come back.
Yeah, man.
I'll be
We will
around.
keep in touch, man. Thank you so much.
Be good, brother.
Have a good one, man.
The Summer
right, Chuck.
Game Fest. You know what's crazy about the Summer Game Fest? Since it's like this is something new, like I'm kind of like with John with it. Like I just really don't know what to expect or like because before when it's E3, I'm glued to like the websites like what's being
Well,
announced.
you know the time frame.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just like I have no fucking idea. I didn't know about the PS5 showing off anything today. I had no
Right,
idea.
right,
I didn't
right.
know about it. I'm like everyone's going crazy, and I'm like,
If
all right,
you
let
listen,
me check
they'll
it
tell
out.
you.
Yeah,
They'll tell you the day before. They're like, there's something happening at 12
I'm late.
today. Stuff like that.
And it's messed up because
Well-
I want a reaction type. Like I want especially if it's Nintendo. Nintendo better announce something because I want to have a reaction to
Right.
it. Live.
Yeah.
But like with everything else, I'm late. I'm like, what's? I'm
It
in the
sucks.
morning. I'm like, what is this?
You know what sucks? It
shit.
sucks for me too because I'm an essential employee, so I have to work, and then I'm at work, and then I'm like,
You can live stream
I-
from there.
Yeah,
well,
what- you
no, I
ain't doing
can't.
nothing- you ain't doing nothing over there.
No, man.
You ain't doing nothing.
No, the internet where I work is, the internet and my cell phone signal is so bad.
People just wanna see
I
you.
just can't. I can't get anything
They
out.
just want to see your face.
But
Take a picture, put it on. Like,
regardless, I
like
only
Twitter.
find out stuff when I come back home. When I'm here and you guys tell me, you guys fill me in on all the information. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
2-second reaction video.
Well, yeah,
yeah, that's it.
Imagine.
I'll just check it out. PS5's reaction.
I'll send it. Yeah,
And that's it.
Just send me, text
Million
me,
hits.
text
How
me a
many hits
picture.
is it?
Text me a picture. It's like, that's it.
But like, is it every single day now? Is that what it is?
I would probably say something during the week.
It's like every day.
Well, it's
you can't
not
say.
because it's not. There's no set schedule. That's the thing. It's like you don't know, which is kind of cool in a way because
If it's
like,
a big announcement, they're gonna announce when it's happening
Right.
I'm
beforehand.
telling you, man. Shine Force 3 is gonna be announced somewhere.
But you know what, though?
Like, I want to be there
it's funny because
live
just like you said, you gotta be on the internet to
in the
find
know.
out. You have to be in the know to know what's going on, and that's why you got to follow all our social media.
You don't
so
know
that
now
way
you know.
you're in the know on what we got going on this channel. Also, make sure if you haven't, subscribe to the channel because that way you're not gonna miss anything out. You're not gonna miss nothing.
Not gonna miss out on anything.
Nothing.
He said anything out. You're not gonna miss anything out, guys.
You're not gonna miss anything out.
I'd like to give a shout out to the chat. Thanks.
That
for,
was brought to you by Delirium.
Seriously,
Delirium Tremens. The beer that'll fuck you up during a podcast. Do not drink this.
Thanks for continuing the conversation in the chat, y'all.
Yo, shout out to everybody. in
But
the
yeah,
chat,
no,
man.
thank
Shout
you
out to
everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for contributing to the chat, and thanks to John Riggs once again for being a gracious host or guest.
It's definitely not a host.
Oh.
We're the
Guest.
hosts.
That
We're the
drink?
hosts.
Is that
I meant
drink?
guest.
It's that delirium.
Is that Delirium again?
Yeah, it's delirium, man.
All right.
That's it.
I can do this. I can get
Tell
through
everybody
this.
can find us.
I can get through this. Anyway, make sure to watch this podcast every week, Wednesday. Every Wednesday.
Be sure to check out our podcast live streaming
Oh, man.
on YouTube, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes.
I'm
All
drunk,
right.
y'all. I'm drunk.
And if you don't, you got an audio podcast on all your, podcast services on your phone, on your computer. All the
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Al's drunk.
So be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, man.
Catch all our news all week. And we will see you then.
And then be sure to check out our podcast next week because we got a special guest.
And another one.
Another one.
Wait, hopefully, check it out. Hopefully, you guys are intrigued by our guest. You see what I did there?
Oh, I like that.
You
I like
see-
the
you see
scene
that?
you
I
did
do.
there,
I see.
yeah.
You see what I did there? Thank
So
you.
be on the lookout.
Be on the lookout, guys.
Exactly.
All right. Later, y'all.
Peace out, y'all.